Hello, everyone, and welcome to what is bound to be a fabulous Tuesday. We're here playing the Flesh and Blood TCG. If you haven't been watching our streams for this game,
Leave.
Yeah, just get out of here. Just kidding. You're welcome. If you have questions, please let us know. Everyone is welcome on this stream. This is an incredible game from a publisher named Legend Story Studios out of New Zealand. The game is literally on fire right now. You probably heard about it. If you're here watching the stream, this is probably not a surprise.
Not literally on fire.
It's
That would be
literally
one
in
of
the new definition of the word on fire.
Isn't that crazy? Do you guys know that? The dictionary now has literally could also just mean not literally. What's the point of the word?
What's the point of any word? You know what I mean?
To communicate clearly. So you have two definitions
Now-
that can't possibly work.
Let me set the stage.
Wow. Got my Vegas look going again.
Let me set the stage.
had a night.
Which is, Steven always plays what we call tier 2-ish, 1.5 to 2-ish things, which means he likes things that aren't popular. And he's hip.
Hey.
He's hip and with it. To that end, Azalea has quickly become the apple of your eye, the fascination. And what I would like for you to do, you've been playing this deck for the past couple of weeks. As we do when we test constructed, you play a lot of games, you make tweaks, you adjust how you're playing it, the cards you're playing, etc. Your opinion on the value of certain cards changes. And I think there was a moment this weekend
Yes.
where you almost conceded and switched to Death Dealer.
I have these existential crises,
Yeah.
don't I?
So
I guess I'll play noise. Dang it.
Azalea is not only tier 1.5, probably at best, but the weapon that is typically used in her best version is called Death Dealer, which is the standard weapon, the first weapon she got.
Pay money, draw a card. It's
Yeah.
pretty good.
So you pay money, which is one card, usually it's a red, and you draw a card, which could be a red or better.
Yeah.
But not only was it that you had to choose the character that was going to be toughest to probably figure out and make good, you chose the second weapon.
This isn't, I don't know. I think there's probably some tougher ones than Azalea.
Name one in Constructed.
I think Rumblade's tough.
Okay.
So like Mechanologist seems to me, and having not played it,
Well, it was like
only,
top of the meta. So
it
it's a known
seems like
quantity.
you just play the cards and put the thing, and then you only run, and you just go, and then you win most
You
of
put
it.
the thing, you do the thing.
Yeah, is this yeah, it is.
Hot potato,
100%.
hot potato.
Mechanologist card. Boost. So that seems fairly straightforward. Brutes, they're all difficult. They're all, interesting constructed crunch. But there is, the problem with Azalea is what Runeblade kind of runs into as well, which is like so much of your effectiveness relies on things coming together at the right time. So like if you're Azalea and you draw a 4-card hand and it's only arrows, you're probably launching an arrow.
Sure.
And you're done. But a lot of classes, if you can swing with a weapon, at the very least, you can buff that weapon up a little bit. So like, Bravo can swing for 6, on a bad turn and still do something.
Yeah.
Azalea on a really bad turn can do literally nothing. If you have no arrows and no way to get arrows, you can't shoot anything.
If you don't have arrows, it's a problem.
Yeah.
If you have only arrows, also a problem.
Yeah. But if you have the right things buffing arrows and 1 or 2 arrows, you can be really good.
It can be, well, unfortunately, that's what we found out last week. It can be good-ish.
It can be okay.
But like the problem is, I think it hit you when you played Katsu, which is Ninja can naturally go so wide, and you saw what wide actually looks like.
Yeah.
And you were like,
consistently.
yeah, Azalea can't consistently go that wide. She can't even go that wide, period, let alone they're like max. Like sometimes they hit 7-8 chains in this crazy, wild hit, draw a card, mask of momentum, all this wild stuff, right?
And it's the kind of game that you just have to give yourself chances to go wild. You have to have 1 or 2 turns where you're just like,
you throw the
"Whoa,
Hail Mary and they catch the ball and you
what's
score the
up with
touchdown.
this guy? Who's this
So
guy?"
the reality is that she can't go as tall as someone like Bravo, which is like giant. You saw me running my like 20 damage
22
attack.
damage
Even my
dominate.
Runeblade last week, there were moments where I was doing like 25 damage in a single turn.
Yeah, I don't know how I survived it.
Yeah.
Well, a miracle. That's how. A miracle of cards in hand is
The
what
Lord above. So you basically, it was this weird spot, right? And this is what I want to get to, because this weekend I think you had, you did the Hero's Journey circle thing. You were at the bottom of the in the dark, or whatever you call it.
That's what you call it, yeah.
Yeah, what's it called?
bottom in the dark.
What's the
You go to
entering the
depth,
cave,
if you will,
whatever.
I think it's
There's
called
a
the depth.
proper term for that, the bottom of the circle phase.
Yeah.
Anyways,
Into the
so I spent
void.
Friday with a friend
annoying.
that wasn't Steven, playing sealed Arcane Rising basically the entire day. It was fantastic. I had a couple boxes. Had never heard of the game.
You keep finding a couple boxes here and there.
You know,
You just tuck them away under your mattress. Come on. Yeah, I thought we were done. Last time we were on stream,
No,
and then you found a few more.
I had always had the Arcane Rising boxes on order, but then we got allocated, and then we had those actually finally come in.
Right.
But I got them, and we were on break, holiday break, and then we went right into constructed, so we didn't ever get a chance to use them on the stream.
True.
Which I'm glad we didn't, because he loved the game. But playing sealed again for Arcane Rising after constructing with Viscera and Kano, my mind was just in a different place.
You got to experience different classes too.
Yeah, and I was playing Mech, and I was playing Ranger. I even played Azalea. I used Death Dealer, and I was like, this seems really good comparatively. Yeah. And we were texting. You're like, yeah, I'm kind of on Death Dealer at this point. And it was like, okay, that makes sense. But then you asked the most important question.
This to me is the critical question, though. And
Which is, you looked at Redliner, and I'm going to let you take over the story after this. But you looked at Redliner, and you literally were like, just as you do with a philosophy degree, what is the case I can make?
I'm a professional philosopher.
You are.
I guess I'm not being paid to be a philosopher. So
in some ways, you are.
You're right. Yeah.
See?
That's what everybody's here
Your
for.
Your degree finally paid off. But really, though, you asked the question, which was, what is the actual logical use case for Redliner?
Yeah.
Not just like, so Redliner, the differences between these bows for people that haven't been paying that close attention. Death Dealer, you pay a resource, put an arrow down, draw a card.
Yeah.
Redliner is free, put an arrow down.
Yeah.
So it's kind of the same end result, because paying a resource is losing a card, but you're getting the card back with a draw. So Death Dealer lets you filter a little bit.
And thinking about Death Dealer, if you drop a blue and use one resource to get a new card and also pay for 2 other things that turn, your efficiency is way higher.
It's super
crazy.
Powerful. So tell me what the use case for Redliner is, and talk to me about your journey this weekend to arrive at this deck.
Well, thank you for this. I didn't know I would be on the spot, honestly.
Well, after all the text messages I got this weekend, I
was texting so much. And everybody on the Discord is also like, "Would this guy shut up about Ranger?" He's been talking about ideas. So here's the thing: anytime you have a card that you like that is probably not very good, or at least not as good as other things you could play, what you have to do is ask yourself, what can this card do that the other card I could play or that the better cards can't do? And it may be very niche, and it may be not that great, but if you just want to play a card like Redliner, or see like what this bow is about, you have to ask, what is the use case for Redliner over Death Dealer? Is there ever a reason to run this over? And so here's what you quickly realize is that Redliner makes you say, well, it's because it's called Redliner. So I probably am running all red cards.
There's a clue in the name.
And this idea is that it's faster somehow because it's like free. And so you like run all these red 0-cost arrows and but that's nonsense. Because if you're using Redliner with all reds, or if you're using Death Dealer with all reds, it's the exact same game.
Yes.
One of them, you pitch a red to draw a red. One of them, you don't pitch a red and don't draw a red. It's the only difference.
Kind of functionally the same thing.
It's the exact same thing.
Except for Death Dealer lets you filter through your deck. So when you don't have what you need, it helps you get chances of what you need.
So the first thing I thought was, well, Redliner is only good when you have the exact hand that you want. And then I was thinking, well, in the grand scheme of 30 hands, about 2 of them might be exactly what I want.
You don't have real experience from last week.
So I would rather filter one card for one card all the time. The less useful card right now for potentially a more useful card in hand. So that was the first thought, and it was like, well, that's not obviously the use case. But then the second thing that hit me was that the real downside of Death Dealer can also be the draw. So if in some world you have opted and set the top of your deck to the arrow that you want to shoot, and you want to play out of the arsenal before that happens, you cannot then use Death Dealer to use that, because then you draw this card. So it is no longer the arrow that you wanted. So then you ask the question, well, okay, so Redliner is really...
Well, and particularly, you get the arrow from the top of your deck with Azalea.
Yes.
So that's important to understand.
100%.
So Azalea's ability, once per turn, is take the top card of your deck, put it into Arsenal face up, and if it's an arrow, you get Dominate.
Right.
So in the case that you want to use her ability, Death Dealer is kind of bad.
Correct.
Because you're going to have to load and also draw.
You're going to have to do all of your opting after you've drawn.
Yeah.
is the basic idea. And so that becomes pretty difficult because you've got the old skull-bone cross-wrap here. So that only works on face-down cards. So then it's like, well, that doesn't really work. So like if I put one in the arsenal
Hey, Warner, thanks.
and then I opt with crossbone, I always say
The skull-bone
crossbone.
cross-wrap.
Yeah. I would also say Wormping Death Skull, and then I also say SpongeBob SquarePants a lot.
All the same thing.
So then I opt this, and it's like, ooh, opt. Ooh, it's the arrow that I want. Well, now I'm kind of stuck. Because if I play this, and then I have to use Death Dealer to put this in, now I've got to draw this card, and so it's like, well, now I can like blind Azalea maybe? And so that's where you start playing cards like Ridge Rider Shot that are going to opt whenever you put them in with the Death Dealer ability, those kinds of things. But then I started looking at cards like, okay, so if Redliner is all about you can opt earlier in your turn, potentially on your opponent's turn with Fate Foreseen, and keep that arrow on top even when you load with the bow, then it's like, so what cards opt before I want to shoot? So that's a pretty obvious hello and welcome to a card like Foresight. So a card like Foresight, that's a 1 cost, gives you a plus to your next attack, and you opt 2.
Which is perfect for Azalea's ability, right?
If you play it out of your arsenal, you opt 2, right? So really, this card wants to be played out of your arsenal early. You want to opt, and then you want to use Redliner to put that card in. You can't do that with Death Dealer. Because like if you opt with Foresight and then you're going to load your arrow, you're going to draw this card.
And you put it in with Redliner by using Redliner, then using Azalea's ability to replace it.
That's correct.
So you're still getting a filter with Azalea's ability.
Oh, yeah.
I feel like what happens with Death Dealer a lot is your filtering is happening up front with the like arrow going down. But it seems almost incongruent with Azalea. Like I feel like it's a lot harder to use Azalea's ability effectively with Death Dealer.
Yeah, I would say it's a little bit harder. For sure. You have to do your opting after the fact. And now you can do that. There are ways to do that. There are tools to make that happen. But you're also, with Death Dealer, you're going to be more consistent. And everybody who plays card games is going to know that like anytime you have the ability to just draw a card, like that can be tremendous.
Yeah, I think if you're running blues specifically, Death Dealer with the blue is very efficient.
It's super efficient. Or if you're running the Tunic, I mean, your third Tunic turn, you just get to draw a card and load an arrow essentially for free, and you have a 5-card hand now. Like, that's crazy. And 6 with the Arsenal, that's insane. So then, basically, the Redliner deck became, I want to be putting things in the Arsenal and stacking up effects from the Arsenal, and then the last thing I want to do is load the arrow and use Azalea's ability.
Yeah.
That's the whole idea. And so that's what I ended up with. And the whole kind of point of it is the hit effects on the ranger arrows are insane. That's really why you're there to play, right? Launching 2 0-cost 4 damage attacks is not going to win you a game.
Yeah.
Ever. You kind of get in that philosophy, and you did this with Guardian, just blocking. It's like you have to get through a 4-card, 12 block hand every time, right? Like you have to have a way, and every class has a way to do that. Ninja just has more efficient use so that you have more attacks than they have cards.
Sure.
That's what going wide is.
Because like as an example with Katsu and his Kodachis, a single yellow as a resource, which means I'm not losing the card. I'm just putting it to the bottom of my deck. Gets me 2 attacks before I really even start.
Yeah.
For 1 card. And that's the reality that I think I'm coming to across the board is like, how are you going to get past a 12 block hand?
Yeah.
Because
you got to ask. And a lot of times it's more than that, of course, with the reactions. But
and it's important to note too, like with a 12 block hand, if I'm spinning 4 cards and you're blocking with 4 cards, technically we're both going to run a deck at the same time.
Yeah.
But if you can block all of my attack or attacks with 3 cards every turn and really not take that much damage, well, at some point you're going to run out of arrows or deck. And then especially because you don't have a weapon that can just hit.
Right. I'm done.
So you literally can't get to... I can go 4 for 4 every turn, not take damage, and then I'll eventually win.
Yeah. Because then you just swing.
As long as I have 2 or 3 blues left in my deck at the end, I just swing with my hammer every round, and you have no cards left with the block at some point, right? So you just have to understand that long tail. So Azalea naturally, same thing with Kano if I'm not running the staff that actually does 2 damage. It's like you actually have to finish the game first.
Yeah.
There's no choice. You don't get
Yeah, you have to do it through your cards.
You literally have to do it through your cards.
By the
So then
time you get
figuring
there.
out if your opponent wants to block this, that's where I eventually got with Bravo, which was essentially I was sending even my Bravo Blues deck. I had it built, and then we got a couple games in. I was like, if I just block and the only time I swing is when I have the Towering Titan triggering and like a 20 damage dominate attack, how many of those do I really need to have ever swing? And it's like, Bravo needs 3 or 4 attacks a game.
Yeah, only a few.
Other than that, it's like, do not take damage and swing the hammer.
Yeah, you really start to understand how each class can do its thing, right? Bravo's got Dominate, Big Dominate. Visceray is kind of a wide and tall thing. It's strange how it works. But like when you basically, Visceray is kind of going wide in the sense that you can stack up 15 Rune Chant tokens, and there's no possible hand that I could have that could block all 15 of those and what you're doing on your turn. So there's too much to block all at once. So in that way, it is kind of a wide deck.
But it's wide the Rune Chants make it wide not in the number of attacks, but in the amount of damage coming through at once.
All of a sudden, yeah. If you count each Runeblade as kind of an attack, which you can't exactly, it's not card for card, but like that's the idea of it, right? Katsu is literally just more attacks than you have cards or blocking ability. Then we have Dominate from Azalea and Bravo. Kano.
We're going to see. I have a deck ready. So
I know.
I literally have a Bravo deck I'm excited about, a Kano deck I'm excited about, and a Runeblade deck I'm excited about. I realized over the weekend, so I played Sealed all day Friday, and it changed my perspective on a lot of things. Because I had to use cards that I wasn't even looking at in Constructed. As an example,
That's why Sealed is so good.
Yeah, my respect level for Ravenous Rabble, particularly the red one, in a deck with low resources. I had one sealed pool where I had 3 red Ravenous Rabble.
Yeah.
And I had a lot of reds in, but it's like a 4 damage go again.
For free.
It's
like Scar for Scar with you controlling the conditions instead of your life.
It's really something else. And more importantly, Ravenous Rabble out of like Kano lets you look at the top card of your deck.
Yeah.
So like I would literally Ravenous Rabble, and it's like if I have a red wizard card on top, this is a 4 damage attack, and then I'm paying 3, getting the instant going.
Yeah.
It's kind of like cheating and opt-in, but you just start recognizing that kind of stuff.
Here's the hotness on Ravenous Rabble with Ranger. You reload it into your arsenal. So you play like a take game, you put Ravenous Rabble into the arsenal, flip it up a crossbone, opt 1, put it to the bottom, play it, see the top card.
Again,
if it's
so
an arrow,
good, right?
It's like, yeah, I've got some play here.
Yeah, like you really start connecting those dots. So I just went through and updated, particularly Kano was my... I played Runeblade last week, and it reminds me of Bravo in that it was working. I think I need to use it a little differently. And there, particularly one time,
the sparks.
You had a really weird, like, I blocked a bunch of damage. Like, I swung with 13 Rune Chants and my 11 damage Dominate Arknight Ascendancy.
That was a Hail Mary of defense that Ninja pulled off right there. It was like springboard into, like... It was
you covered up most of the attack, which means I only got, like, 2 or 3 Rune Chant tokens out from Arknight Ascendancy, which slowed me down to the point, and then I drew a bunch of cards that didn't create Rune Chant tokens. So over the weekend, the big change I made to that deck was I've got to be able to make Rune Chant tokens.
Yeah.
Like just period.
You can't get shut down and lose that momentum.
And in fact, I'll take some weaker turns up front that just give me some Rune Chant tokens. Because all in all, it just makes me wider, and like I want 15, 20 Rune Chant tokens by the time I'm going.
Yeah.
Anyways, so there's that. And then Kano finally clicked for me. Because foolishly, this was the craziest thing. I was playing the sealed pool with Kano, and I had a ton of blues. And I drew a hand, and it was like I had, I think, 3 blues and a yellow or something in my hand, but nothing to really do with it. And all of a sudden, I was like, what? I don't even know. And I looked down, and that was literally the first time I realized that Kano's ability, his instant, isn't limit once per turn.
It's amazing what you learn, right? When you just read the card.
Yeah, so literally that turn, I use his ability, I use his ability, I use his ability. I have 3 cards banished that I can use. And because they were all wizard actions, I get to use them in the order of my choice.
Yeah.
So then I had the 2 resources to pay for stuff. And I started stringing together the like dumbest stuff imaginable.
I'm doing magic now.
Yeah, and then I got deep into the timing charts to understand. There's a card called Gaze with the Ages, which I had been knocking for a while because it's like it just seems so unlikely to actually work out.
You pretty quickly learn that there's not a single card in this game that hasn't been like skillfully designed to have a real purpose.
Yeah. Know? So it's a 0 cost blue. 0 cost produces 3.
Off to a good start.
When you play it, it's opt 2.
Yeah.
Look at the top 2 cards of your deck. And then it says, if you've played another wizard non-attack action card this turn, put Gaze the Ages into your hand as it resolves. So in my head, it was like, well, if I want to play it to opt, and this is my action. This is the thing I'm doing.
Not if it's instant.
And I was like, well, so really I would have to play a wizard action to then make it where I can play it to opt to, and then it would actually bounce back, and it's still a resource I can use, right?
Yeah.
But like wrapping my mind around what actually happens with this card took me a long time.
Are you sure you're right about it?
I am sure I'm
All
right
right.
about
Well,
it.
what happens?
But more importantly is if you Kano this off of the top of your deck on your turn, it's still good, right? So like if I play a wizard action and do something, or let's say I Kano first, and then ends up being on the top because of whatever. It's banished. Now knowing it's there, I can play an action for my hand because I haven't used my action yet. I can do it before with the instance. Now that I've done it, I can play Gaze the Ages, opt to. Since I've played a card, it bounces back. And now I literally have a resource, to grab whatever card I just got off of it.
Right.
And that's the most mild case. There's really weird.
So you can do weird wizard stuff.
You can do weird wizard stuff.
I will say it feels like I'm playing against a wizard every time somebody's playing Kano. I'm just like, just stop.
It should.
Would you just stop? I don't know what you're doing. I hope you're doing it legally.
Yeah. So we'll see if my new understanding of wizard matters and works. And before we go any further, I saw Evan Gassman earlier saying you can tell they're both really excited because we're 20 minutes into this video and they haven't mentioned their new subscriptions yet.
Oh, right.
So it's worth shouting out our sponsor, first off, Nalgene, serving you H2O. And
Taste of the future, now in clear.
They're not really a sponsor, but it's fun to think they are. Really, though, yesterday, if you missed it, we made some updates to our original subscription for Flesh and Blood, renaming it to the first edition subscription. More importantly, though, we launched an unlimited subscription and a Blitz deck subscription, which you can find on our website. I'll link to that in a second. Blitz deck subscription works like you would expect it to.
Kind of.
I think it does.
There's a lot of confusion.
It works how I would want it to work, which is there's 4 unique decks coming out. So when you sign up for a subscription, you're going to get those 4 decks. But Legend Story packaged these decks 2 to a display. So like a display of these decks would technically be 2 of each of them. So one subscription gets you the 4 decks and not all 8. Assumption being that not everyone's going to want 2 of every deck.
Yeah.
But 1 of every deck.
Just add 2 to that subscription.
Yeah. And then the unlimited subscription works just like the other subscriptions. It's MAP. It's free shipping at 3 or more boxes. You sign up. We'll charge you a couple weeks usually before Unlimited comes out. This time for Monarch, release date is 3 weeks after the release of first edition. We know it's going to be crazy. So if you want to guarantee you get those boxes and sign up and not have to pay anything way in advance, that's a great way to do it.
If you're the player that doesn't care about first edition, if I were playing, that would be me. Zach would be collecting first edition.
Well, even if you care about first edition, it's impossible to get.
That's perhaps the biggest issue.
If you just want to make sure you get cards within a month of this thing coming out, that's a great way to do it, right?
Yeah, that's 100%. Yeah, so the unlimited is basically like, hey, we need product out so people can play with it. So hop on that if that's you, or if you just need cards like Zach said to play with. First edition is capped all 20 ways from Sunday. I don't know if there will be any more first edition boxes. We don't know anything about all of that, but those offerings are really there to just try to get cards in the hands of people that want them. If you're new to the game, that Blitz starter subscription would be so good. You get 4 unique heroes right there to start out, and you can start playing the game just with that. So like if you're looking for a starting point, one of those subs for the Blitz decks would be phenomenal.
Yep.
Like that would be a great starting point.
Even one of those subs for the Blitz decks plus some unlimited boxes would be an incredible start.
Yeah.
Some good questions coming through. Let me find it real quick. Paul's saying, do we get promos with unlimited subscriptions or only first edition? So first edition subscriptions are both first edition and come with the promos, and that's it. So no promos with unlimited. And that's really all. Josh asking, do previous subscriptions carry over to the first edition subscription? So if you're signed up, you'll get charged and you'll keep getting charged as long as you're signed up. If you got your spot in line, you got your spot in line. You're going to get the boxes locked in. Don't have to worry about it. That's the beauty of subscriptions.
And also specifically, I think in this case, because we just had the one Flesh and Blood booster box subscription that we changed to first edition, anyone who was in that initial subscription is now in the first edition subscription. So like we just changed the name. Otherwise, it's the exact same thing. So unless you canceled, you're still in that sub. So no need to do anything on your end there.
This is actually a interesting but fair point I hadn't thought of. Danny's saying the starters are Blitz, which means 2 copies of each card. So we don't know yet if there are going to be any unique cards to these decks. I'm hoping that we find out one way or another soon from Legend Story. But if it is Blitz, that actually makes me realize that like,
Well, it's perfect for that. So like if you want 2 copies of them, have a 2x subscription.
yeah,
If you want 3 copies,
Yeah,
have a
absolutely.
3x subscription. If you want 20, have a 20x. So it just makes it where like if you just want 4 Blitz starter decks, you can just get 4. We don't
Yeah.
want to make you buy 8 just because you want to play with
Just
4 heroes.
yeah, absolutely. All right, you ready to play some games?
Yeah, man. Also,
you got some.
we got some prototypes here. Now, don't race to any conclusions about this. This is as raw as it gets. So we never show this part of the process, but since we started streaming, we're basically showing every part of the sausage factory.
We ain't
now.
got time to do anything else.
We don't have time to hide.
Normally, it'd be like we stream on Monday, and then later in the week we might hang out and play games using prototypes. But we don't have that privilege. right now.
Yeah, so we've been working on some concepts for how better to track health. We've also just got some little resource tokens that we're kind of playing around with. We've done these boards for Arkham Horror and Marvel Champions, and they're really nice. We love how they like kind of order and clean up the game. But so this is a very raw prototype of kind of the initial idea that might work out. So again, don't hold your breath here. I've got tokens here with kind of the Roman numeral vibe. We're testing Zach here with the 2s. We're just going to see basically, is it easy to understand who's at what health? For us, it's probably hard for you guys to see because there's a lot here on the table.
I mean, it's pretty obvious though. Like it's kind of like a health bar in a video game.
And like these are our denominations. This is the 10, 20, 30, or vice versa. So I'm probably going to count down from here. So if you're trying to count your opponent's health, which is really important for me to understand, is like I count to the nearest thing. So this is like 30 plus whatever's next to it, or 20 plus whatever's next to it. And I'm trying to do that because like dice are so weird and hard to use for 40 health. Like that's a lot.
I remember in Netrunner in the like tournament documents, they didn't allow for dice because it was too easy to knock them or switch them or roll into them or whatever.
Yeah. So trying to make it so your opponent can clearly see how much health you have, so you can clearly see how much health, so it's easy to manipulate. These are flipping 1s and 2s. The prototype isn't deep enough to really slot these tokens in, so it'll be awkward to use for now.
It's very simple. It's a prototype.
And then, yeah, if you have a one-handed weapon, you can put your arsenal here.
I like that a lot with my tiny little square of space I get.
Otherwise, your double weapons would go here. And we've got these sized out where they'll hold a sleeved card here in the bottom, or they'll hold a top loader up here on top, because we assume that a good many people might actually have some of these cards in top loaders.
Gold foil heroes and
foils
weapons and all that kind of stuff.
Cetera.
A couple more questions I want to get to before we dive in. Kevin saying, do you know how long it generally takes for them to do an unlimited edition after first? With this, it's kind of unprecedented territory. With the Monarch, we're seeing it 3 weeks after. With the first 2 sets, we saw it months and months after. But I assume it has to do with production capacity and demand of the sets. At this point, I would kind of expect the next 2 or 3 sets to be similar to how Monarch's going. Z Master's asking, anyway, I can pay for my sub early just to get out of the way. Our system no customization. It works as it works, and it works very well. So unfortunately, we can't take early payment. That's a series of issues that we're not going to dive into.
That was an incredible explanation.
Just there's a lot of complexities to doing things that aren't standardized, and so
it's built to be efficient, simple, streamlined, etc., so it doesn't break. And so we don't really mess with that.
Taylor's saying, look at those in all caps tokens and boards.
Yeah, we got a long way to go on this, but hey, we'll be along for the ride here.
Now, here's my thing. I'm happy to give you a warm up with Bravo if you need it. But I can get weird
Give
too.
me a warm up with Bravo or Katsu, whichever one you want.
All right, let's go Bravo.
I really don't.
I'm just gonna get the blood pumping here.
Now, all this talk about Redliner and Azalea and stuff, I don't necessarily think this is any good yet. It's definitely doing more.
Don't sell yourself short.
It's doing more than previous versions, which were very bad. So this one is at least better than awful. But whether or not it's actually great, we'll see. I think it has a long way to go if it's ever going to get there. But it's doing some interesting things. I really want to hit
What more could you ask for?
A 7 to 12 damage dominate arrow with a hit effect about every turn.
Wow.
Now, I'm going to miss on probably 1 out of 4 turns currently.
If you're hitting 3 out of 4 turns, you should beat me pretty quick.
2 out of 4. I'm probably missing half.
Okay.
It depends on the blocks,
All right, I'm going to count. This red die over here, I'm going to count how many times you do that.
Okay.
Because I don't have to have my health here anymore. So this is the Steven does what he wants to do counter.
Now, maybe not at the beginning, because I can get warmed up.
I just want to count. Here, we'll go. Red's failed and blue is success, and I'll put them here once they start. This is a nice little experiment.
Gifty says, did you guys pull all those cards out of boxes? You bought some singles, didn't you?
Yeah, I bought the
You
cross
bought singles from us.
I did buy. I bought that
You
tunic from
can
us.
buy singles from teamcomda.com/
I linked to the category a second ago.
Yeah.
It's there.
Honestly, if you get to our website and you can't find out how to buy Flesh and Blood singles, let me know.
Is Flesh and Blood
me
in
a
the
call.
navigation? Did I run into that issue the other day?
No, it's in there.
Okay.
Yeah, we fixed that. So it was like too long, a little bit too long or something.
The name?
Yeah.
Flesh and Blood TCG.
So it got bumped, and then the styling was all you know how it goes.
All right. Even Steven?
Even Steven, for the choice.
Odds. I get choice before I look at my hand, right?
I love that that's canon now.
I'll go first.
Odd.
Well, my name starts with a Z, you see.
Yeah, and it rhymes with odd.
We just add to the start of even for Steven.
This game keeps getting better. I don't know how. I've not had this happen since probably I played the spoils a long time ago.
Man, you ready for the just show-stopping, bravoest intro you've ever seen?
Absolutely.
Let's just see how you react. Let's go. Blue Towering Titan.
Oh, that's a great open, actually. That's really good.
I mean, it's a little risky because I might not draw an attack.
Yeah. You fool. Starting my turn.
Tunic.
Actually, I'm going to use this one.
I was actually talking to Steven yesterday. We were grabbing a couple games. Yeah, we never talked.
Rare moment.
Grabbing a couple games after our champion stream. And it's possible I would actually choose, if I was going to a big tournament, to play whatever hero doesn't need to run Tunic. I know there's going to be an important moment where I forget to put that counter on. And then I'm going into a turn, and I know what I could do if only I had a resource, and I'm not going to be like, hey, I forgot to click this up. You okay if I do this? But that devastation is almost worth not even playing the card.
Question for you. So if I were to come across a Bravo player who plays Towering Titan, what would be the worst thing? Probably them not having dominate that next turn would be my guess. Is that right?
That would help.
That would certainly be kind of slow that down. Would that be the best thing, or
make it where I can only take an action, I can't dominate, I don't have the resources to pay. There's also a great opportunity. I'm gonna not want to block that much.
Yeah.
So also just swinging big to make up for the fact that I'm not gonna want to block. Because most of my good attacks are at least 4 or 5 resources.
Knock the whistle.
Blake's saying, I'd like to see matches that don't have legendary cards. It's too much of an investment for me, especially when I'm already buying into other games. We did a ton of content early on that did not have any of these cards in it. Sealed, a lot of our early Blitz stuff didn't have a lot of these cards. I didn't open Tunic until really late. It was one of the last packs of the 4th box we were drafting, sealed, and constructing with. Z-Masters has an idea for the deck name for you.
What's that?
Better Than Awful.
Better Than Awful.
We call it Approaching Acceptable.
BTA. All right, Sleep Dart's going on top, courtesy of Knock. And we get to reload something. It's not going to matter here. I'll reload this just to be fancy. Play a take aim. Reload +3.
We're floating.
And then, actually, good question here. I guess I'll reload that. Then, Azalea. Bottom. Sleep Dart into the arsenal. I'll use my sweet board there. And then let's launch that arrow, generate 1. Sleep Dart. So 8 damage coming in with Dominate.
That's a blue success.
And
you did what you wanted.
If it hits, you do not get Dominate next turn, man.
And this is an 8?
8.
Well, I could block AC. Here.
Not sure if Red in the Ledger is better here, Anthony, because at the beginning of this, the next attack card is going to be +8, right?
Yeah.
So Red in the Ledger is essentially you get 1 action. So you play the attack. But it's 1 action card. So you can still dominate, play the attack at +8. That seems pretty good. I would rather just pitch my entire hand next turn, squeak out of the Towering Titan, of which there is 3 in the deck.
Indeed.
Does it actually do the same thing? So tell me how, because it's action cards, isn't it? Because we can choose play or activate. Yes. Switch it. I thought it was action cards. Ooh,
That is better.
that is better. Yeah.
So that's going to make me do something entirely different. I'll block with 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
All right. You can't hate it. I can't call it.
You have those armored tokens that we use? Shinies?
Yeah.
I didn't ever tell you a story. So these are from our holiday edition of our arcane tokens. And I had planned on ordering these, but I didn't want to order out of the first batch because I wanted to make sure anyone that wanted to order it could get it.
Yeah.
And then I thought I was on the wait list and I was not. So then they came back in, sold out, came back in, sold out. I had no idea. And then I didn't order them. Literally, Robert was like, hey, I'm discontinuing this because, you know, demand has died down. And I was like, oh, dang it. My bad.
But you got them.
No.
Oh, these are just
These are
prototypes.
prototypes.
That's so funny.
I got nothing. I got a broken heart.
All right.
Can you hand me some dice?
Let me get my cards. What do you need them for?
This.
+8.
Mm-hmm. Those blues look nice. This is my Bravo Blues deck.
But this is
This
the,
is plenty.
this is the one. Those are my.
All right, start of my turn. This pops. So your arrow didn't hit.
It did not.
So how about that? I will generate a resource to create a seismic Sarge token with my tectonic plating. And I've got 2 floating. And then I will play a Spinal Crush for 5. So this is a 17 damage attack. If it deals 4 or more damage to a hero, activated abilities and attacks they control lose and cannot gain go again during their next turn.
Okay, so no go again.
No go again.
That's all right. Okay. Well, let's see what kind of a turn we can piece together without it.
Toby asking if we'll ever play the Star Trek TCG. The answer is yes. I have the cards. It's on the list. We will eventually throw back to that game.
Well, I don't like it. You lose 2 arrows on defense here. I mean, that's horrible. What's your 16, 18, 20, 17?
Mm-hmm. Don't even need dominate. Just I blocked it because I may as well block it. There's nothing else for me to do.
I think I'll go ahead and do it, though. Yeah, I'll go ahead and do it. I'll block
Anthony says, ouch.
All right,
All right,
take
you block
11.
6. Take 11.
Unless you don't have any weird stuff.
No.
So here's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, and a flip. So it's kind of cool because you feel like you just lost a quarter of your health in a real, in a very visceral
No,
way.
I like the health bar factor, right? Anytime you have a single character, it's like Street Fighter or Mortal Kombat where you're just beating them up and then eventually they're out of health.
All right. Well,
What
now
up, Robert?
this doesn't count for my die because I only have 2 cards. Come on.
That is, you
Come on,
said.
come on.
You
Travel
said.
travel.
Give me a blue.
Oh,
It's a blue. Yeah.
So take 2.
It's a 2 damage attack. You
2
say.
damage attack. It's the same idea, really.
Cards in hand. 1. You're not doing anything else, are you?
No.
This is just it.
I don't even get go again because of your little spinal.
All right, I'll block it. Taking the Bravo Blues.
See, it doesn't even matter if it's 2 or 3 or 4, does it? Put 1 into the arsenal.
If it had been a 4, I would have taken a damage. That's the real thing here. All right, mine is going to be great.
Yeah.
Sarge disappears. Not going to use it even. I'm going to pop my Mage Master Boots. So the next non-attack action I play gains go again. I will generate a Sarge token for 1. I will generate 3 to play Showtime. Searching my deck. You know it. Lebowski knows it. Guess what card I'm getting?
That big old towering man,
Nope.
or the cranial, the 11 damage, discard
Crippling
everything.
Crush.
I
Yep,
hate that
yep,
card
yep.
so much.
So I'm putting it in my hand with Showtime. It stays in play. At the start of next round, I'll discard Showtime and get a draw card. And I have 1 action left. That gained go again from my Mage Master Boots. Got a little magic in these veins.
There's magic in them boots.
Then I'll spend 1 to pop my Helm of Isen's Peak. So my hand size is +1 till the end of the round.
You going to 6?
I'm going to 5 and then 6 at the start of my turn. Yes. And I have a Sarge. I'm cleaning up because I'm losing armor. That goes in hand. So this will go down to my arsenal. These are going to go on the bottom of my deck. And I'm shuffling. And it's basically your turn. I'm just going to draw 5 at this point.
Yeah, just cool. Just to draw a cool 5.
Oh, wait.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Robert, thanks. Saying really interesting design scheme on that board token prototype. Nice. Yeah, this is like a super prototypey version. We normally not show this on screen, but we don't have a lot of time to test these things outside of the stream. So you're getting a little behind the scenes peek at our process. Usually most products go through a couple, like months and months of design, development, testing, tweaking, etc.
All right. All right, buddy. All right, buddy.
5.
Buddy.
I'm not your buddy. How?
Mm-hmm.
So this is kind of the ideal Bravo moment.
Oh, yeah?
Not necessarily the starting with the Towering Titan. That's a little weird. I haven't ever done that, so that was interesting. But this is constructed testing, right? You see the different things that can happen in the opening and stuff. But
a little weird there.
getting to Showtime into the helmet to go into a potential 6-card turn.
So the best thing here
With a Surge out.
is the best thing here one action only?
That seems good.
Or no dominate? I guess the same thing, isn't it?
It is
It's still the same thing.
Yeah.
Okay. Asking for a friend. The real question here is how do you want to do it?
Carefully.
Okay. 4 cards have never been so interesting. Findel's counter. Boom. Turn number 2.
This should be 3.
Uh-uh.
You had a good turn and a bad turn. Now you have your 3rd turn. See, these tokens are helping you.
That's right. Is it spring yet? All right, so
Reminds me of that liar scene where he's beating himself out in the bathroom.
This.
I'm kicking my own.
This. And that. Okay, I'm gonna hold that thing. All right, here's a plunder run. Red.
Jordan, there is literally a board under these tokens. He was saying it'd be cool if there's a board to hold all those tokens. That's the idea. I'm just using the tokens because we only have one of those prototype boards.
Another death whistle getting knocked here.
You're about to be out of those knocks.
I know. Yeah. Well,
you got to put a remembrance in that deck.
They give them to you. You got to play them. I mean, I'm not fancy. You're gonna. What does red in the ledger even mean?
So,
what does it mean? Like the name red. What's a red in the ledger?
Well,
what's a ledger and why is it red? Is it when you go into debt?
Red is
black is good, right?
That means red is bad.
Yeah, bad in the ledger.
Yeah. So probably the person she's dealing with there is red in the ledger.
Okay, so in debt, indebted to some tough.
Even
tough
just
people.
to life in general, yeah.
And then we'll reload here from red in the ledger. Then we're going to drop a blue take aim card that is on the chopping block here to play a foresight for 1. It's going to opt 2, so I know what this is, and now I'm playing for my plunder run card here, assuming that it hits.
Playing for my plunder run card.
So I just don't want an arrow is the main thing. Then we'll Redliner, hamstring shot in. Well, Azalea, red in the ledger, in. And then here comes a 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 dominate red in the ledger. Coming at you.
Hold on.
Courtesy of Azalea's Redliner Express.
And I'll basically get 1 action.
1 action total.
It's blocked with a 3.
You feel free to react as you like.
Yeah.
If you would like to do so.
I'm good.
All right.
Just a 3. Take 7.
Calculate damage. Take 7.
2, 4, 5, 6.
Draw for
7.
plunder run. Now, am I going to fall into the same trap I always do and put this in my arsenal even though it's an arrow?
You can always Azalea out of it, right? Cross wrap, opt, Azalea, take a chance.
But it's still, the problem is like Plunder and a Foresight can't do anything if there's an arrow down there because they got to go into your arsenal to get played.
Yep.
I'm doing it though. You kidding?
Are you kidding? My name's Max Value.
Yeah, exactly.
Right, it's on my social security
Have
card.
you heard of me?
You're gonna name a kid Max
I can draw
Value.
an extra card.
All right, starting my turn, I get to draw a card because it's showtime.
Now, I could hold it because I'll probably need it for defense, but here we are.
Yes, indeed. All right, let's do this. I get one action.
Mm-hmm.
This cracks for -1. Sarge. You'll love to see it, right? All right, there.
I could use the Perch Grapplers to get out of this too. Just we'll see what happens here.
We'll just see. We'll see what happens here. I'm gonna go ahead and play Crippling Crush for 6. So you have an 11 damage Crippling Crush.
See, it's actually good to have an arrow in this case because I think I'm going to blow my entire hand and then just shoot an arrow with Vandals.
Hey, that's fine by me.
Yeah. How many? 11? 11?
11.
Do you have any money?
No, but I have cards.
3 cards?
Yeah, nothing to do with them. I was supposed to get Dominate, a free token, and something else.
A reaction is not an action.
It isn't specifically not. Yeah, so I could Pummel.
I mean, what can you do if you have Pummel, though? There's nothing to be done.
+4 and discard if it hits.
I know, there's nothing to be done. I just got to take
By the
it.
way, a red Pummel here would be gangster.
I know.
Because it would probably get this trigger and the trigger of it. You'd be out of cards.
It'd be horrible.
But if you're blocking with that many cards, it doesn't matter. You're out of cards anyway.
I mean, I can't exactly play around it. It's either happening or it isn't. I mean, it doesn't change my choices, does it?
Yeah. What up, Starwind?
I'm going to have to put Remembrance in this deck.
Yeah, absolutely.
I've used
Literally,
like 17 arrows already.
Yesterday, I got in Remembrances that I ordered online because they started just 1 or 2 copies going in pretty much every deck I have.
Yeah. Does that mean we're getting good?
It means something.
I'm going to block with 6 + 2 for these stupid boots.
Could be a trap.
8.
8?
I'm
Taking
taking
3?
3 unless you do something crazy.
It would be so tasty. I don't have it. So you take 3.
You know what? Your opponent usually doesn't have it. That's something I had to learn about games.
Yeah. But I do have an instant that I want to do.
Oh, come on.
Speak of the devil and he shall appear. Remembrance. I'll go ahead and get this Crippling Crush back. Thank you very much. And the Showtime.
And what, you shuffle after that?
And Towering Titan. Okay, you shuffle them back in.
This Bravo deck is popping, baby.
And then I will put this in Arsenal. These will go under, but I'll shuffle first.
Cool.
Tom, I'm playing Wizard next, so you'll get to see the shenanigans. Or maybe Runeblade, but I'm playing them both today. Feel free to proceed.
Proceeda?
Proceed.
Feel free to proceeda. I'm going to keep putting this here. It feels like it should be there.
It's clean.
Okay. I'm going to turn this face up to opt with the old crossbone.
Oh, yeah. Red in the ledger, eh? There's a plunder run you can't.
Now, you know, I've gone through my probably 3 blues out of 6. So this is
many of them
red.
being knock.
Here comes a Ravenous Rabble.
Mm-hmm.
Got to take cover. I probably want that these days, actually. 4 damage coming at you. See, if that had been an arrow, I just got 2 opts right there. Isn't that beautiful?
Mm-hmm.
Could have dominated that one.
Could have been.
It would have been great. I could have had another pip on my counter. But instead...
block for 3, take 1.
All right.
Thanks for playing.
Let's shoot 1 for 5 here with Azaleas.
Would you consider this a successful turn or not? You didn't get the dominate.
For 2 cards?
Let's say.
It's a pretty good turn for 2 cards.
Is it a red or a blue on the die in your mind?
I think you just leave it.
Do we need a third? It was an okay turn.
I think that turn is a fine turn. I think it's fine. Capital F.
It was a fine turn. There were
right.
many fine turns among us. Let's block for 3, take 2.
And only 1 action.
Nope. I'll block for 3 plus my 2 armor pieces to get it.
Yeah, I gotta
blows up.
I gotta drill through that stupid Guardian armor. It's
I
like
love
you're wearing a
armor,
turtle
dude.
shell over there.
I love armor.
And one in the arsenal, which I'm putting here.
Okay. All right, mine.
Mm-hmm.
We'll generate Seismic Surge.
With a Towering Titan, you must be doing something crazy here.
Well, I don't have a reasonable way to get the Towering Titan in, so it's fine. I'll use Bravo's ability. Then I'll swing with a hammer for 6.
Interesting. Interesting.
Starwind, that's sad. Hopefully you can play online, and then soon this will all be over and you can play with a bunch of people.
No, wait, well, I guess I should actually look at this. Hold on a second. Okay. Well, it's hard to love and not be.
Don't mind me, I'm just carrying on.
No cardsies. Do you have any reactions?
No cards, no resources, nothing.
Here's the fate foreseen.
You got it. Opt 1.
Opt that to the bottom. Take 2. My turn.
Bradley, so there's actually a really good reason that I use Bravo's ability to get Dominate. It does not work on his hammer, but most importantly, the hammer gets +2 if I have 2 3-cost cards in my pitch. So to get 2 cards there, I needed to be capable of needing the resources. So I basically spent 1 here, 2 here, 3 on the hammer, just to make it happen.
Flipping that up for Cross Wrap Supreme. All right, so I'm just gonna take a wild shot here, which sometimes I do feel like I have to do. Whenever you're Ranger and you just draw no arrows, and you go through the top 2 cards and they're also not arrows, you just have to assume the 6th card is an arrow. Because 1 out of 2 is an arrow in this deck.
Is this like double or nothing?
Kinda. So, can I have 6 cards in a row that are not arrows if I have a 50% chance of drawing an arrow in this deck?
Statistically, yeah. Because once you get to that just needing to see 1 card, it's really kind of 50-50 still.
Well, let's see what happens here.
There's actually actual odds based on how many you played and not played.
Of course.
Some
Fine,
questions. Jim asking, haven't been listening, just catching up. Some nice trades and life cards. These are prototypes. If you have 2 weapons, currently the prototype is the 2 weapons with Arsenal behind. But if you only have 1, you have a slot for Arsenal to keep it even more tidy. Not planning on doing like armor slots or anything crazy. You just, in terms of cleaning the board up, what's necessary versus like having that many plastic slots. But technically, I mean, you know, you can.
We'll see what happens.
We'll see.
Hey, I'm going to play Plunder Run, and I'm just on a prayer here. I'm going to play Poison the Tips to reload here.
Red Plunder Run, specifically.
Here comes Blind Azalea.
You need to have, like, make her actually blind in the art. Searing Shot.
Here we go. Pay 0. Here comes a Dominate Searing Shot for 7. If it hits, I will draw a card.
Bizcata asking, I have a question about Ashes. Can I not buy the Ashes subscription, but get the core set off your website and get it faster than March 31st? So all previously released products you can get directly from Plaid Hat, and I assume if it says March 31st or something, that's more of a placeholder than it is an actual, this is the date it's happening. We expect those to come out around the same time.
Would you please tick up my positive die? Because that is technically the worst Dominate arrow that I can shoot in a reasonable way, but it is a 7 damage. If it hits, you lose a life.
Okay.
And I draw a card.
Let me look at this.
Oh, and you discard a card because of Poison the Tips.
Great.
So don't let it hit, maybe.
I mean, you get Dominate. There's only so much a Guardian can do.
Block
for 3.
Your turtle shell's been broken apart.
I take 4.
Take 4.
And lose a card.
Block over 3. Take 4 means you take 5 because it is a Searing Shot. And you discarded a card?
What's Poison do? You already realized that.
Ooh, beautiful. Babies. How many cards do you have in your hand?
2. Am I good to go?
No, I need to decide which one of these goes in Arsenal. Are you going to attack me or not? Can you guys just tell me? Is that going to attack this next turn? 2 cards, 1 in the Arsenal. You probably at least throw a hammer, right? If you don't attack, I'm going to be very upset. You have a lot of things in that deck that don't attack in this situation.
Yep.
All right, I'm playing it safe then.
If you don't attack, I'll be upset.
I'll be so upset.
Benjamin, yeah, these are prototypes. Seismic Surge pops. -1. Bravo's ability for Dominate
All right.
from Arsenal.
All right.
I'll generate a Surge first, and then I'll Arsenal Mangle. So 8 damage Dominate. Don't worry about the text.
See, if I had done the opposite choice, I would be living money right here.
Well,
what
know.
happens if it's just the -1?
Nothing.
Okay, nothing happens. Because I almost put take cover in there.
Would have been good.
Then I did. Yeah, I would have reloaded. I would have blocked for 4. Etc.
Bummer. How much of a dream would you be living?
How good would that have been, idiot?
Just take 8.
It's tempting. 1. No, I think I'm gonna block for 4 though. I think I'm gonna block for 4.
Niccolo, apparently we just popped the Bravo that's got my face on it.
It's great.
It gets that and the Azalea with your face on it get me every time. It's like I don't see it long enough that I forget that it exists.
Did I forget Tunic last turn? 100% did. I'm gonna block with take cover. I don't have any cards from hand.
Didn't you have a turn where you didn't use the Tunic resource?
Yes.
So you should be at 1 right now.
Okay, good.
No, you should be at 2.
I should be at 2. Yeah.
All right, I need another color. Give me that green one. The number of times you forgot Tunic.
Somebody help! I need a friend.
What'd you do?
I took 4 damage, and I blocked for 4. A defense reaction there.
Got it. All right, go ahead. I like the Steven dice over here. Oh, yes.
Tunic. All right. First of all, Cross Wrap Supreme here. Oof! Don't look at that one. You didn't see it.
Aren't I supposed to see it?
You're not supposed to.
Oh.
I'm only, but I'm showing it to the stream as well.
Gotcha, yeah. Luckily, I don't pay enough attention to
block it from your mind.
to know.
Okay. Then let's Red Foresight with the Tunic resource. I'm going to go and opt to, maybe there's a better one under here. No, that's an acceptable card to have.
Evan, are you ready, kids? Skull, bone, cross wrap. That's a SpongeBob song.
All right, take aim.
So good. What? I'm going to go ahead and tick up over here.
We'll go here.
Mm-hmm.
You know? Yeah, that's fine. Then Azalea. Top card.
You know, you having Dominate makes my life a lot easier.
A lot less decisions.
It's like, okay, I guess I'll block with a card and see what I can do.
Pay 1. Oh, that doesn't go there. Pay 1. Sleep Dart coming in at 5 plus 5. That's 10 damage. Dominate.
I already clicked off your blue die.
Thank you. You knew it was a good turn coming up.
I can feel it. Plus 5. What's it do?
Blanks you. Doesn't matter. It's just 10 damage. It's because you keep taking my Tunic die. I need something really distinct. That's
taking
why.
it. I don't keep taking it. This was over there.
Here, why don't you give me this green one?
How else am I supposed to know how many times you forgot to? Give me the yellow one.
Yeah. That's the warning. You're playing like an idiot.
Block for 3, take 7.
Mm-hmm. Take 7, get blank.
We're tied.
That's right. We know that easily from the token.
I did. I could see that immediately. Didn't have to cut any pips on dice.
Chris Jericho, are these TC original boards and tokens? These are early prototypes, yeah. We're working on some stuff.
Chris Jericho. It's Chris J.
Oh, Chris
I was like, if we have WWE royalty on the chat, I need to take a minute. A lion tamer, man. Let's go. All right.
That's really so funny.
I think this is the play. I'm going to play, this pops, Emerging Dominance for 2. Before I do that, I'm generating a Surge token. So Tectonic Plating, Emerging Dominance paid for here. Put this in Arsenal. Next round, my first Guardian attacks +1 has Dominate.
Okay.
Can't blank that.
Tunic.
I'm proud of you for remembering that.
Thank you.
I was waiting to turn that die.
Thank you. Sure could use a yellow card here. But it just isn't going to work, is it? All right, we'll roll some bones here.
Roll the bones.
All right, we're going to play Take
Are you
Aim.
playing off the top of that deck again?
No, we'll find out. Take Aim's going to reload into here. We're going to use the Cross-Wrap Supreme. Show you that. Opt here. Now, give me just a second here.
Critical Complainer says, Zach, what's the deal with your Twitter lately? I'm here for it. What do you mean?
You get hacked?
No, I don't think so. Is it me talking about Way of Kings? I have a thread on Twitter that I'm updating as I read the book. And my brother Tim has really encouraged me to read this book. But like I'm listening to his audiobook. So the first like 18 hours of the book, I have 40, is like, it's really good, but it's all world building.
Mm-hmm. I'm going to leave that on top.
And it's a 10-book series that he's written 4 books of now. But it's literally the first 20 hours is just this like click up a roller coaster. And then life got really busy and I didn't have the energy because like I could feel, he kept saying there's something called Sanderlanche. It's Brandon Sanderson. So it's like at some point in all of his books, it just
starts going.
Very
nice.
And I could feel it about to happen. I didn't have the energy to do it.
Like season 8 of Thrones.
So then I paused for a month. And my brother Tim would every couple of days be like, you read any more of that book yet? Because he knows like what chapter, like I'm right there. I recently started again and it's crazy.
All right, so it's happening. The Lanch is happening. Here's the crazy thing.
Brandon, I haven't read the Black Company series.
It's not worth it, right? It's not worth it. Okay, so we could do an 8 damage arrow or we could do a 10 damage arrow. It's not going to have dominate.
Aha! You're actually...
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Well, you had 4 good, 1 medium, and 1 bad. About to
That's
have
greater than 50%.
A new medium turn.
Well, greater. This is question is, you could Azalea a hamstring shot into a plunder run, play plunder run, Redliner to the hamstring shot.
That meme with the guy with the crazy hair is doing this. This is what I feel like. Like, you could do this and that and this and this.
I'm going to take it. Okay? I don't like it, but I'm going to do it. I shouldn't do things I don't like. 10 damage is annoying to block.
Always.
It's more annoying than 8.
By about 25%.
But like if you hit me with a 4, 3, well, it's 3 cards no matter how you slice it in it. Unless you have 2 4 defense reactions. The 8 block. How do you block 8? Do you have 2 4 defense reactions in your hand? Could you?
Yeah.
Is that even conceivable?
I mean, you've seen 0 Think Belows, you've seen 0.
None of them. And you've got something in your arsenal.
There's also the Staunch Response you've seen none of, which is
what does that block for?
5 or 8 if I pay the resources.
That's a good reason to go to 10. It's at least another card, and you got to pay it. Yeah. Let's go to 10. Let's go to 10, man. Azalea, hamstring shot, going under.
Danny, good night. I sure would like to see Ranger win, ... Any day now.
Plunder run from the arsenal.
I'm not feeling super great about this here, Matt.
Redliner, hamstring shot, pitch foresight, generate 1, 2 resources, launch it. Hey kid, let's launch over it. That's a 10 damage arrow. No dominate.
What do you mean no dominate?
No dominate. It does not have dominate.
Just 10.
Just 10.
Oh, I can cover this thing
Raw
right
10.
up.
Now, if 11's particularly bad for you, let me know because I'll do the bullseye bracers instead. just for learning.
I mean, 11 would be particularly bad if I was going to do 4-4-3.
But there's no way. Nobody can account for that. We've already taken the turn away from you. Maybe not.
What's the effect on this? The hit effect.
Extra money. Your leg's bleeding, therefore it's harder to make a financial transaction. I think I did Tunic this turn. Did I not? Did I Tunic? Danny says I forgot. I could have sworn
I would consider this a medium turn, right?
Yeah, it's a medium turn.
It's a medium turn.
Definitely a strong medium. All right, Danny, thank you. Keep us honest.
You know what's funny? That resource is kind of actually the thing.
You have something that if I have a resource, it's good for me?
No. That costing me an extra resource.
Oh, yeah. See? Yeah, all these hit effects. I'm shooting at you from the bushes. Oh, is he putting all this weird stuff on these arrows? He's hit me in the calf. Guys, I have noticed also, you should all be aware that there's been a steady growth in live viewership of these streams.
Fabulous.
Over 150 right now? We used to have
Mine's stuck on 100.
We used to have 60.
Gotta refresh it.
On the early, first 4 months, it was like 60
This
to
roller
65
coaster is
people
going to
on
the
it.
top. It's like that Brandon Sanderson novel I'm reading. Starts out low and it just cruises on up.
Here comes the Zach-a-lanch. John the Bard, what's up, man?
Zach-a-lanch.
Also, Dan, if you're still here, I didn't get to say sup to you, and I saw that you said it. You gonna block this 10 or what?
I do not.
We're having too much fun.
Is this a blue?
No,
That would help if it was.
it's definitely not.
Odds are high. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but I drew. So the 6th card was actually that arrow. So the odds work. If you keep pressing, like the odds just get worse and worse that you're not going to hit the blue if you haven't seen a blue in a while, right? You know how life goes.
I will take 10.
I'm drawing this card with Plunder Run.
You got it.
It's going in the arsenal.
The game was on that decision.
Yeah,
Hope it was worth it.
Are you gonna hit me real hard now?
Well, Emerging Dominance pops, +1 and dominate. Seismic Surge pops, -1. I will get dominate with Bravo's ability.
Wait, didn't I already have it? Emerging Dominance?
Oh, hold on, back up then. I forgot about that. That's the whole point of this.
Yeah, that's why you play the card. Don't take 10. What are you?
Yeah, hold on.
Masochist?
In my head,
Fascist?
I thought I still had to do it. All right, there's 10.
I would love for you to make that game-losing move in the top 8, though.
Yeah, I would not. +1 and dominate, -1.
What's up, David Whitfield? Good to see you again.
6.
All is well, yeah.
And you make it cost 1 extra?
Yes.
Okay, so I will sink below red.
Mm-hmm.
It enters the queue, and I'll put this on bottom and draw.
Was it blue?
I will sink below red.
Oh, come on.
No, I can't do that. I want to do that, but
Why
I can't
can't
do
you?
it. Because I got to pay for this.
Oh, because you don't have the money now. Because your calf's bleeding.
Yeah. So
I'll
I'll
try
just
to run a
I'll just
400 with a
take-
broken leg.
I'll just take 6.
Take 6. Okay.
I need the resource though.
I did everything the same.
Okay. So this triggers. I'm +1 dominate from my arsenal. Crippling crush.
You know it is.
Cost me 7 -1 +1. So it's 7. It's a 12 damage attack. If it deals 4 damage, you have to discard 2 random
12
cards.
damage with Dominate, yeah.
Yeah.
And it's 2 random.
2 random, yep. Fragonaut saying, hello, been enjoying your Throwback Thursdays. They are great. Well, hey, happy to have you. Have you been watching the Star Wars TCG streams? You digging that? What up, David Whitfield? Did you already say hi to him?
I did.
Shoshi saying, do Azalea's boots ever do anything but block for 2?
Nope.
You used it yesterday on me, though.
I did once, yeah, but I lost the game. I was in a
It
really
doesn't matter.
bad.
You used it.
I was in a really bad spot on that game. It was a moment of extreme terror. So I can only block with 1 card from hand.
Mm-hmm.
That's how that works. So why even bother?
That's what I'm thinking. Just take 12, discard 2 cards. Let's party.
I mean, the question you have to ask yourself is like, do you give yourself a decent shot? So if I lose 2 cards, no matter the cards that I lose, I can still shoot something. If I spend a card to block, I can't do anything next turn.
That's what I like to hear.
I think, do I really have to take 12? That's so bogus. Crippling Crush can go into a ditch and never be found.
I love it. It's so good.
I think I have to take this. I hate it.
Getting down to 8 against Guardian is rough chickens.
Because if I'm left with this, it's a non-turn. I don't even get to play in an arsenal there.
Don't you just hate non-turns?
If I'm left with this, there is one card if I block here and you don't pull this card,
You could do
I can
some
take
stuff.
a turn.
Yeah.
It's a 1 in 3.
I'm pulling twice.
But you're pulling twice, so it's even worse. You always switch doors.
That math is not quite the same.
I'm going to take 12. With the hope that something that I'm doing makes sense. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. Could be wrong. Could really be wrong.
Evan says bogus needs to make a slang term comeback. It's a good word. That's bogus. If I pull the card, will you tell me?
Yeah, but it doesn't matter now. That wasn't it. That was it. So see, if we just assume that you had less chances,
Odds are I would have hit it.
you would have hit it.
If I'm pulling twice, my first is 33%. So my chance to miss is 77.5. I had a 35% roughly chance of missing if you'd gone the other route. So you had a 65% chance of it going poorly.
I think I had more than that even.
All
Even
right.
more.
This flips under. Somehow.
Bigger. Somehow. Palpatine.
Somehow.
All right.
Palpatine is returned.
Hey, check this out. This tunic.
Picture this.
Crosswrap Supreme.
This is the card I've been needing to draw the whole time.
I'm leaving it on top. You better be scared.
Oh, I'm so scared. Mortified. Vilified.
Plunder Run.
Plus
Out of the
3.
arsenal.
What color is it?
Red.
Sorry, Bryce.
Yellow, take aim. Reload here. Azalea ability.
We're getting a die on the blue.
Fandel's Tunic. Here comes a 10 damage Remorseless. No defense reactions from Arsenal. We don't have any anyway.
What's the hit effect?
And then if you take actions, you lose life next turn. Every action equals 1 life. Play an action card.
All right.
Lose a life. Play an action card, lose a life. Play an action card, lose a life.
I'll eventually know him as well as anybody else. Mine?
Yeah.
I'll go ahead and pay 6 for Staunch Response. To block for 8.
Gross.
Take 2.
Take 2. All right, you can't hate it. Plunder Run triggers. I draw a card. You have 1 card in hand. I'm not going to put this in Arsenal. As much as I really, really, really want to.
Mine?
I swear, if you swing. Okay.
Arsenal. I mean, I could swing a hammer. The thing.
Tunic. Okay. We all know how this turn is going to go. All right, let's kick it off with the old take aim blue for a +1.
Ooh, that's the sign.
Yikes.
We're down to the blues.
Crosswrap Supreme here. I'm going to leave it. Azalea ability.
It's a sleep dart.
You never seen a 5 damage dominate sleep dart before, have you?
It's a real zinger.
Here comes a sleep dart. I'm going to pay for that with a yellow hamstring.
What would you consider this? Medium?
I don't know. I think I'm making lemonade with lemons over here after that turn.
I'll give you a medium. I'll give you a medium on that one.
Very generous. Thank you.
All right. 5 damage with dominate.
Yeah. Watch out. Hold the phone. Can he come back from such an onslaught? Those are not the colors of the cards that I ideally want to be playing, but here,
Here we are.
we're here. We also need a die for the fact that I put this in my deck, and I'm happy that I did. One happy.
It's a happy die.
I
Well-
can clearly see it's 8 to 12 right now.
Yeah, sure.
That's what you want, dude.
Block for 3.
Okay.
Take 2.
Take 2 and you're blank.
Perfect.
Is that okay?
Yeah, that's fine. It's a sleep dart.
Yeah.
Taking a little nappy nap.
All right, that goes under. How many cards you got? 2?
3.
1 in arsenal? Put that in there. Yeah, this is absurd. We don't need this many dice, right? These aren't real. They're not tracking anything. Okay. Remember 1 happy.
Hmm. Because I'm happy. Hmm.
We're kind of down to it, aren't we? We were having fun, and then it got...
Sure is.
One of us might die. Dan says, here comes the pain. Which is...
It's time for, I mean, Bravo wants this situation.
Yeek. But you're asleep.
It's fine. David, that's awesome. So, Zach, I finally played solo Middle-earth CCG. The game is everything I want from a Lord of the Rings card game and so much like Star Wars CCG, and that it will take me at least a year to play it right. Derek, is that a mini mat in front of Steven or a prototype for the TC bits?
Yeah, and we're working on some prototypes here. We're just kind of seeing what works and what doesn't. I quite like the tokens, honestly. It beats dice.
I agree. Even without the board, it's been great.
It's a more visceral experience, but it just feels better. Better hand feel. What you wondering about over there, huh?
Essentially, I have a couple lanes that I can take this.
You tried the fast lane? You're not on the edge unless you're over the edge, Zach.
I heard that before. So, I kind of want to just break this down.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, I don't care.
I'll have 0 input for you.
Okay, great.
I'll keep it clean. You can talk to chat about
No,
it. I won't say anything. I don't want to skew you one way or the other.
Well, I just want to tell you what I'm thinking. So the options are, I feel like if I just give you an open turn, that's bad.
Oh, we should use these also. Yes, I agree with that, especially now.
So what I kind of want to do, because I can't use my ability. So I have a Showtime in hand, which would let me go get a card of my choice and have an extra hand size next round.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's too slow.
Mm-hmm.
So then I naturally want to get this token out.
Seismic Sarge.
Mm-hmm. So I'm thinking I might Seismic Sarge into a 6 damage hammer.
Classic.
Knowing that I have a pretty strong turn next turn if you do not blank me.
Right.
Um,
Which, hey, let's look at it. You can know your option, your odds there. 1 sleep dart. 2, 3, 4, 5. There's only 1 sleep dart left in the deck.
yeah. But the deck's pretty thin over there.
Unlikely.
So I think what I do is generate a Sarge. 2 floating. You got something I'm supposed to use?
Yeah, hey, use these guys.
They
Little
have 2s on the back?
counters we're working on there. No, I'm just doing that. There's only ever 3 or 4 energy you could ever possibly track. I don't want to have to fiddle with what side they're on.
This is the question, isn't it? Right here, right now. So I can keep a defense card, like a higher defense card,
Didn't sound like the fast lane.
or an offensive card for next round, which I think I need to keep. So I'll swing with a hammer. I have to pay an extra for it. So I have 2 floating. And you have a 6 damage hammer coming in.
Mm-hmm. All right, so in the grand scheme of your understanding of that turn, if you had showtimed, I would be in a terrible situation because I've got a defense reaction here. I was feeling froggy, and I was like, there's no way he's not going to swing because he's got to keep the pressure on.
Yeah.
But now, it's very handy because then I get to take cover.
But like the problem with Showtime, even if you don't use that, is you still opt here, and you have a full hand.
Yeah.
Which
It's possible. That's true. And it's I've got some goods
here. The other
here.
thing is, if I can either get cards out of your hand or get you to 6, that's going to be way easier for me to finish the game.
Yeah. So I've got to see if I need to block more. Because my next turn is going to be this, this, this. And then the question is, do you have money for the arrow?
Blake asking, how do you guys feel about Constructed versus Blitz now that you tried both formats? I like them both a lot. They're similar enough that a lot of the skills transfer over, but they're very different. The life total gives you a lot less room to take hits to have really big turns. So I think Constructed allows you to do crazier things, which is cool, but Blitz is a nice condensed format for a quick tournament. What up, James Armstrong?
Man, you know, I've got a really heck of a question here. No, I really don't. So I'm going to do this, and that's going to do that, and then we're going to do that and that. Okay. Yeah, that's it. Right there.
Take 2.
Take
Call
2.
me in the morning.
I'm calling you in the morning. Reload there for the reaction. Okay. Now.
Yeah. Kevin, it's possible we stack Fab and play mats.
Final.
It's a good game. It's a good game we got going on here.
It's a good game. Okay, so you don't opt here.
You opt not to.
You opt not. Opt not what you can do. Okay. We're going to generate 2 money, spend 1 on Foresight here. Plus 3 to the next attack and opt 2. I'm opting. Throwing those to the bottom.
Did you take 2 from the hammer?
I did not.
Aha!
But you easily knew that. I'm seeing the tokens not moving. All right, Foresight plus 2. We're going to play Knock the Death Whistle. Put this in.
He had the knock. He can get that sleep dart.
The final knock. The final sleep dart. Or it might be time for a final...
I love this general reality. Darth Buckets at step 1, name's awesome. 2 says, Zach, what cards in the current card pool are the most dad mode or Bugatti?
Oh,
which
that's
is
great.
just very in brand. Cards that come to mind are Towering Titan, crazy card. Arknight Ascendancy is something I'm kind of obsessed with.
I did Tunic this turn, right? I said it. I think we all saw it, right?
I think so.
Frank's asking on the stream there.
Tunic is a dad mode card. It's an insane card.
Yeah, it's great. Azalea's ability. Here comes a sleep dart for 1.
Oh.
So 8 coming in with Dominate.
8 would dominate.
The 8 at 8.
Cards in hand?
None.
This is going to be a really close game. Ain't it?
Ain't it indeed. Yeah, you have any trouble reading health totals from here?
Not from here.
It's very hard on the stream, but we're not, God's not the one playing the game most of the time. Perhaps we'll see in Monarch. Bullseye Bracers is useless in this deck.
I'm glad you realized that.
I had been running Bracers of Belief because you can get a +2. See, like right now, it's so much better. If you don't need the Arcane Barrier, because I don't have any way to give things go again. Because I was running Razor Reflex, which I took out. How much worse would this be at 10? Way worse?
Not infinitely
1,000
worse,
times
but
worse? You'd lose the game right here?
I don't
Can't
have a
block
way to
anything?
stop it. I just have to decide what I want to block with, if anything.
Yeah, I like Bracers too, Shochi, because you can knock or opt a red to the top, and it's just basically a +2 to your arrow. Or it can be a free peek as well.
All right. You're at 8?
Mm-hmm. See, if I was at 10, you'd have to block with something.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I am going to block. Take 4. And that blanks my character.
Mm.
That's the real sinker here.
Sinker or stinker. Remember that old SNL bit? I think it was Will Ferrell. He did the thinker and the stinker, and he was doing like he was posing nude at an art college. It was very funny. Anyway, anyone who believes that or believes it, anyone who remembers that will be happy that I just said it.
Let's block for 3, take 4.
No.
Down to 6. Tie ball game.
Take 5. It's 8
Take
total.
5, take 5. You're ahead.
Great jazz standard.
All right, mine.
Van asking a good question. Do you like ugh. Actually, this might just be what I need right now. Go ahead.
Sarge pops.
Okay. I'm gonna get into that. I need to count my arrows moment here in just a second.
Making a Sarge token.
Okay.
2 left over. Playing Spinal Crush from Arsenal. Which cost me 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 left over. Currently.
9.
9 damage. Need to block for 4. Oh yeah, what kind of turn was that? I think that was a good turn.
That was a good turn for sure. Yeah.
I think I had a medium turn the turn before that.
Oh, now we're just thinking about things. We're not even.
You definitely had a medium turn the turn before that. Just like you forget the tunic, I forgot to count your turns. It's also interesting to know that
What if you forget to count my missed tunic turns?
Well,
Then-
then we're just out.
How do you have such deck left? My gosh, you've got like 1,000 cards still.
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy.
Well, you've been turning and burning through your card. You're spending 4 cards a turn. When I swing with my big swing, I'm spending a card. Everything else is going to the bottom of my deck. This is the Bravo secret. This deck does not have Dominate because I got Sleep Darted. But you're out of Sleep Darts. Dang it.
That's right.
You're learning to use that knock way better.
Yeah. I just ask you and then you tell me what's good.
What would be the worst thing for you here? This or this?
Okay, I think I can afford to block with this. What a weird one. All right. Literally the card I said I would never use, I'm about to use. I'm going to block for 9. 3 arrows.
Okay. I'm going to block with that in Arsenal. It dawned on me what was actually happening.
My turn. Spring Tunic. Coming in here. Hold your breath. Bullseye Bracers. Put one in face up. Findel's Tunic. Here comes a 6 damage hamstring shot. It does not have Dominate. I was just going to start drawing, but...
From Arsenal. Actually, you know what? Let's think about that.
Save it. I don't need that sink below. Because I know I've got 2 more salvage shots in there, and they're going to start hitting so hard.
You don't have Dominate. That's the real kicker here.
I don't have Dominate. No. Yeah, Death Dealer would be sweet there, Evan.
Okay, that's a block for 6.
Ooh. I think it did its job, you know. Taking our gerbs.
Yeah, you only got so many arrows left, right?
I got 2 red salvage shots in here. I know that for sure. And if they hit, they go back to the bottom.
They keep on rolling.
So that's happening.
Sarge pops. Mine?
Mm-hmm.
We're just going to play a Showtime.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go get the heater. That's my best option here. Do I have any cripplings left? If not, I've got his cousin. Oh, there it is.
Get back in your ditch. You stupid guard.
Mm-hmm.
You guys are crazy. You're running 80 in an Azalea deck? Is that even a deck? It looks like you're running the binder at that point. I feel like trolling the audience is why we have so many more viewers these days.
I think that's really it. That really poking at them, insulting them,
yeah,
etc. Go ahead. It's showtime.
Ravenous Rabble.
Get out of town.
Hamstring shot red.
This is
4
a
damage
4?
attack coming in.
Oof.
Azalea. Or Findle Spring Tunic. I keep thinking it's Azalea Spring Tunic.
We almost had a problem there. Oh, you know.
This card is so good in this deck.
Let's block here. Take 1.
Sure. Keep that chain going.
Chain, chain, chain.
Boy, howdy. You're going to have a big turn next turn.
It is indeed showtime. What up, T-Zag?
Redliner. Searing shot in.
Mm-hmm.
Azalea. Hamstring shot. Having some dominate fun. This can clear out. Drop a resource. 1 floating. Here comes the hamstring shot. Now, this is where, as 5 damage dominate, this is where Razor Reflex in the deck could be significant.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
Could be a game winner.
Could be. Mine?
Yeah.
We'll go Arsenal. Red Sink below.
Oh, of course.
Take 1.
Take 1 and +1 to your next
You got it.
attack
Yeah.
action. Okay. And I'm going to drop this in the arsenal. Now, you got 3 cards?
Mm-hmm. Am I good?
Mm-hmm.
Showtime triggers. I draw a card.
Welcome to Flesh and Blood, man. It's so good.
Mm-hmm.
I've not had a game come along like this and hit me across the head since Netrunner. But Netrunner, there's something very special about collectible games that I'm still trying to understand. Not because of the price or the cards or the collectability.
Is there something about them?
Just because there's a giant mass of cards all at once and you're told to figure it out. Which I feel like with Netrunner, I built the deck, figured it out, and then every month, maybe it got a little bit better.
Mm-hmm.
Or most of the time it changed not at all.
Mm. This is awful. I drew a yellow. I really needed a blue.
Because you're because of hamstring shot?
Mm-hmm.
Well, that makes me so happy.
How does hamstring start? First attack action?
Their first attack during their next turn costs an additional $1 to play.
Is Hammer playing it? I don't think I'm playing it, right? Is that right? Is that affecting my Hammer's cost?
Are you playing? First attack, additional money to play. That is an attack. Do you play it? I don't know. You activate it? Technically, you activate things on the board because the other one says activate or play an action card. I don't think it counts. You're not playing a weapon, are you? I wouldn't say I'm playing Redliner.
It definitely changes my turn depending on which answer that is. J. Krebs saying it does affect the hammer.
Yeah, hammer says attack, but it the play is the weird one.
Is using a hammer considered playing it?
Yeah. Because you know what's weird? Look at the templating on, if you look at between them, not that this is ever an indication of how games work. We've learned one thing. Read in the ledger. It says they can't play or activate more than one action. How do you activate an action? It would have to be already on the board, right? Isn't that what activating is?
Nice. I haven't played Runeblade yet. Yeah, Shochi, I know it says normally it says attack action card if they want it to affect action cards specifically, but it is at worst weird templating because it says activate an action unless this the general framework of doing anything is considered activating or playing. It's not activating. It's playing is the keyword here on hamstring shot.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's like, so on Read in the ledger, I need an example of what is activating an action.
Yeah.
We need to know what that is.
What is activating an action?
Because if a once per turn action that costs 3 is not activating
am I playing Bravo's action?
Yeah, I wouldn't consider that playing, no. Again, I'm not playing Redliner whenever I use the action.
This makes sense. This is the most sense I've seen. White Ace are saying, does the hammer go into the play zone? So like, is this action playing it?
Playing it. Maybe that's right.
We'll assume that's the case for now because I just don't know.
Equipment would be activating from Read in the ledger?
Yeah, that's weird.
So apparently only equipment activates. Everything else is played? That's what it's looking like. Bracers activating an action. Okay, all right. But you're not playing. You're destroying to activate it, I guess. Hey, this has been resolved, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm just reading. Hold on.
Not that I was on the offense again suddenly.
No, that would be a different kind of situation for me. How many?
Mr. Yell says potions are activating. Bradley's saying page 21 of the rulebook indicates that an activated ability is playing.
We'll assume
that's
it's the
good.
case.
It's played. So I mean, we always assume that's how it worked, but you know, sometimes you think wizard can only do that ability once.
All right, let's do this just to put the pressure on. I'm gonna pay 8, no dominate, crippling crush.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Well, okay. Well, hold on a second. What's down here? Well, I think I know what I have to do.
Do you have the strength to do it?
Do you?
I know what I have to do.
The amendment saying play cards from hand, activate cards in the arena. I don't know. Okay, so let's assume.
Christian, I can't activate a token first because it costs me 8 to play crippling crush right now. Get on hamstring shot.
Okay, so we do this. This happens. Play this. This for this. But then we have to see. You caught me on a turn that's bad. All right, first from Arsenal.
It doesn't seem that bad.
Fate Foreseen.
Mm-hmm. But you have to block for at least 6.
Leaving that there. Then take cover.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to take 3 and I'm going to reload. Are we cool with that?
Oh, yeah. Dollar for dollar.
Now it's put this here. Play this. Yeah. Okay. Somehow that maybe works. It doesn't much matter. Put this here. Play this. Okay. Here. For the reload.
You got it.
My turn.
I caught you on a bad turn with 2 defense reactions for 4. That's the ideal thing to
you're
have
right.
against Crippling Crush.
You're absolutely right. Yeah, I was lying entirely. I'm going to play Foresight from hand.
I was literally looking through to see if I thought you had 2 4s in your hand. And the answer I concluded was yes, you probably do.
Next attack is +3.
Mm-hmm.
Azalea. Seven damage dominate coming at you. If it hits,
I'm dead.
8 damage.
Block for 3 and die. He gets it.
It's so satisfying.
It was good. You were doing a lot of damage.
Hey, how's my positive die over there?
7.
It's right on 50%.
Yep. And I think you have to average about 50%.
Yeah. We were dominating half the game, man.
Which is good. That was good. That was a really good game.
I think the deck's got something. There's a couple of slots that are questionable, but
all right. Well, now
that feels great.
Now it's time to get weird.
Let's get weird. Okay. How weird can we get? Should we get? Are you playing Kano?
I'm playing either Kano or Runeblade. I'm not sure yet.
Do you want to do a rematch of Runeblade Ninja? Do you want to do Kano v Ninja?
You don't want to see how your Archer deck deals with weirdness?
I can. If I'm doing Runeblade, I gotta put Feign Death in though.
What's Feign Death?
It's the if you're taking damage, prevent the next damage.
Oh yeah, just the silver bullet. I see. That's what it's
I'm
sideboard
gonna
for.
sideboard against against the Runeblade and stuff. Huh?
I really it doesn't matter.
Well, you should play Kano. And can Katsu play against Kano pretty well? Or I could try Ranger against it. It's just gonna be not ideal.
I mean, we gotta crack that open at some
Let's play
point.
it. Let's play
Let
it.
me look.
Let's play it. I'm gonna sideboard a few things in here though.
Katsu would be fine.
Let me just do this again.
All right. Kano's gonna be weird too.
Yeah.
Let me clarify this.
And you're gonna be getting all searing shotted and shot up. It's gonna be crazy. You're gonna know what to do. I've got a decent amount of yellows in here. I think I can cover it. Now, I am probably gonna take... I'm gonna swap out some defense reactions.
Mm-hmm. That's exactly what you should swap out.
I'm gonna leave Fate for Seeing because you're still gonna be attacking some, I imagine, right?
Depends on what kind of wizard I am.
I haven't seen a wizard deck that doesn't attack some. Okay.
Oh wait. Ready for this?
Oh right. Wow. I've already won. Mr. Alaskan, what do you think about Nimblism instead of Foresight? The problem is you just need the opt.
Yeah.
You just need the opt so bad. I would consider Nimblism over Blue Take Aim, but your reloads can just... It's consistency versus having bigger turns. It's just where you want to land on that. I want Nimblism in there ultimately. But the opt is too much. It's too good. You got to be able to dominate. Caesar saying to play Razor. I do.
Yeah. How much null rune do you have?
I've got 2 on the main gear. Is that enough? You have to go 3 against Wizard. I can go Norrund Boots and get rid of the Perch Grapplers. That's no issue.
Yeah, that seems smart.
Z, if I have 3 red Nimblism, then my
having 3 is good.
yeah, but then
Because like if I do a single instance of 5 as an example, and you have Arcane Barrier 2, you know you're taking 3.
yeah.
and a lot of the craziest triggers are based on how much damage I do.
Okay.
So if you have 2, even getting to 4 means I know I'm hitting a 2.
So I'll go to 3. The thing with Ranger, like, running more than 60 cards, you're just diluting your good arrows.
Yeah.
And you're diluting all of your reload. There's only, like, I'm running all of it.
I do think Remembrance is probably the card.
I mean, I would like to play it.
Because I think
Remembrance over Razor Reflex,
you can still be at 60, and it's a yellow, which is a fine resource. But then, like, 1 or 2 of them means that you can get 3 more of your grossest arrow against me.
Is it a go again after you do that?
Remembrance?
Yeah.
It's an instant.
Instant, okay.
So it's also like, because you have Knock the Death Whistle, if you go get your favorite arrow 3 times, you should be able to clear your favorite arrow out pretty fast.
Depending on the matchup.
And then you can Remembrance it back in.
Yeah. You guys are all wanting me to go over 60. Goes against everything in my DNA.
I don't know that I would go over 60, but Remembrance kind of lets you cheat into more than 60.
You're trying to make me into something I'm not.
Just let me be me.
Remember, I mean, is it Remembrance? Is it Razor Reflex? Is it Increase the Tension? Is it Nimblism? You know, this is why it's so good. What if you do 1 Remembrance? Just like for the moment.
Some memories.
You can always drop it, and then, you know, if you drop it early, you're going to get it reshuffled with Knock throughout the game. You'll see it.
Does this bother you?
No.
I have my tokens like you have your decks.
I can't wait for this to actually be filled out nicely.
Yeah.
It's like sliding them in right now. This prototype. It's like we ran this prototype on an old leather boot.
Yeah, it wasn't made for the dance floor.
No.
All right, even Steven?
Even Steven.
It's even Steven. I do like going second as Kano.
Yeah, that's bad, right? Should you actually go first? Does it matter?
Oh, you get a pick.
Yeah, do you want to go first?
I don't care.
What's worse for you? Yeah, you got to go first, because otherwise you have too big of an advantage.
So the upside of going second as Kano is you do your thing, whatever you do, I can just start triggering my ability.
Yeah. And you redraw all those cards.
I sure do.
Yeah, no way. You go first. Show me what you're working with.
All right. I like this.
Are you actually going to win with Kano?
That'd be pretty cool. I think I'm doing some things a little different, but I want to shock you and the audience all at the same time.
There's good Kano players out there.
You're not looking at one of them.
Just in theory. Just the concept is true. All right. I'm going to square up. Square up, Sergeant.
Let's go ahead and get that preloaded.
Do you think if you spent all game blocking with Guardian, do you think Azalea would win? Do you think you get past the 12 every turn?
Your dominate's the problem.
Okay, good.
So I was blocking most of the time. What was really happening is I didn't really ever see my defense reactions until really late.
Okay.
So like usually I want to put a defense
true.
reaction in so I can get around your dominate. But like I was not seeing them in time to put in my arsenal.
What you were seeing was a no whammies, big baddie, towering titan nonsense up front. Ian from previously Flesh and Blood officially, I believe it's the same Ian. It may not be the same Ian. I don't know if you're the same Ian that we know, who had some involvement with organized play and whatnot. But it says hamstring shots text got updated in Unlimited to say if hamstring shot hits a hero, their first attack during their next turn costs an additional resource. No play.
All right.
And then Danny said from the rulebook, page 22, it says activating anything with an action is considered playing it. So they covered their bases both ways. Samuel saying, how do you find the 10 health handicap on Kano? It feels very anxious when playing it.
I haven't actually played full constructed with Kano yet.
Here we go.
My
First round of the deck.
We'll see how I feel about it. We'll see if we can turn that handicap into a strength, you know?
All right. And we're going to hit the tunic constantly. And these perch grappers are going to be null run boots. Do you want to grab the actual null run for me?
Yeah, I got you.
I might actually have it over here. Let me make sure.
I have it on tap.
I do not, yeah. Hit me. And I'm going to go brace. Oh, no, I'm not. I'm going to use that Arcane Barrier. So the Crossbones got it. The Bullseye's got it. And the Norrune Boots are here officially. I'm going in without armor.
Ian says, I'm probably another Ian.
All right.
You ready for the pain train?
Show me the money.
Action 1, Enlightened Strike. We'll give it a go again.
Oh. Okay.
Wizard with some teeth.
So you're that wizard. Wizard playing all the Majestics, huh? Cool.
Yeah. He's a magical wizard, Harry.
Yeah, see, this is tough because you just don't want to block with arrows. The God of Love.
Cupid?
Awful. If
Jay Krabs, whew, Enlightened Strike and Wizard, was not expecting that. Yeah, so one of my things about the handicap of less health that I'm attracted to is Life for a Life and Scar for a Scar get really good because early on they're just on. So Enlightened Strike is right in that lane too. My entire theory of the deck is trying to get, it doesn't matter here because Steven gets to block and draw back up.
I'm going to block 3.
But on a normal turn here, as an example, you take 2, you're down a card. And if I can get you to get 2 cards out of your hand, you go in with a weaker turn. If you do anything on your turn, then my Kano ability to instant gets really good. So really trying to take advantage of what I call the back-to-back. Putting some pressure on in my turn and then forcing the issue when they're down on cards.
Yeah, hit that additional cost too.
Oh yeah, put a card.
One we
under.
always forget from Enlightened and Flock.
I'll put this under.
Yeah, Tor, you can go above your starting health, as far as we know.
Then I'm going to play Energy Potion, put a card in Arsenal, pass the turn to you.
Let's draw back up on the first turn.
That's another thing on the macro. Sam's saying another bonus is people will typically take out defense reactions against wizards so the physical attacks can go through more. I also, if they're on to me, technically I can drop all of the attacks and I have a 60 card deck. I'm playing with a fat stack right now.
You took my tunic die.
You can have it. We're double tunic. Here, no, you get the green one. I'll get the red one.
It is Azalea Spring Tunic. Didn't you get the memo on that?
That's right.
Is yours like cold foil and worth $1 billion?
Yep.
Yeah.
1 billion, literally.
Then you get the ugly die for it.
Right.
Okay. Redliner. For the Sleep Dart.
Ooh.
Cast the Sleep Dart. 5 damage coming at you. Nothing fancy.
Blanks me.
Blanks you.
If it hits.
Yeah, but you just do it all before you get blanked.
I mean, that's one way of approaching the problem, yeah. What did I put down here? Yeah, okay. In hindsight, could have done other things.
Put an energy potion down there?
No, that would be funny, though. Let's not block with any cards.
Okay,
Reactions. Let's go Fate Foreseen.
You got it. We got a reader.
Let me think about that for a second.
Okay. Blake asking what's generally the strategy with Wizard. I'm always confused how to play it properly. Well, we don't know. Honestly, we just don't.
Well, my current
theories.
strategy is make use of my less health with Scar for a Scar and Life for Life, and then focus on the back-to-back turn. So I want to make Steven pitch a couple cards on my turn, and then go into a turn where he has a couple cards. If he does anything, he's basically out of resources, and then I can just go crazy. I have a lot of blues in the deck, so I can just go crazy on my turn. Yeah. And it's not going to hit every time, but like because I am running some cards like Red Scar for a Scar, but I just need it to hit sometimes, and eventually I can get ahead of that curve. Oh, man.
Yeah, because dropping in all those go again attacks is just going to keep being so annoying. And it's particularly troublesome for me because, like, do I really... my 3 blocks are my arrows.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm having to ditch arrows. That's the real problem with Ranger. I have to block... if I have to block with arrows, it's a bad day. Maybe it is Remembrance.
Let me look at this card again.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
I'm glad to hear that, Danny. Danny's saying loving the tokens for health tracking in the fashion of a health bar helps communicate at a glance the vitality of the hero.
Yeah, for sure.
That's what we're going for. Let's see if it works.
I'm going to go ahead and absorb an Aether.
Another defense reaction.
It's next card I play this turn with an effect that deals arcane damage instead deals that much +2.
Okay. So +2 to your next arcane thing.
Then I'm going to go ahead and use Kano's ability as an instant. Banish this card. I can play it. Sonic Boom. So it's 3 + 2 from absorbing Aether. If it deals damage, like the top card on my deck, if it's a wizard non-attack action, I can banish it. If I do, I can play it this turn as though it were an instant, and it costs X resource points less to play, where X is the damage dealt by Sonic Boom. So I'm taking a chance. I don't know what that next card is.
So 5 coming in before Sleep Dart resolves.
This is, yep, in
It's
the middle
all
of
happening.
this. Yeah, it's all happening.
It's all happening the wizard moment where time stands still. I'm going to pitch this blue to block 3 of it and take 2.
Okay, 2. So I'll look at the top card of my deck.
I hope it's a 3-cost card. Great. You have to banish it anyway?
It says you may banish it.
Okay, all right.
We golden.
Now this resolves. You block it for
Covered
8.
it up.
It's covered up. 1 in the arsenal. These guys go under. And it's your turn.
Okay. On my turn, I could technically do that.
Obsidian will probably just have extra tokens you can use, like, you know, if at the beginning of the game I gain 4 something with Tome, I think you just put them there. I don't really want to build it for an infinite number of
I will just pass.
Okay. An absolute classic. Cross trap. Vandals.
We dancing now.
Very nice, very nice, very nice, very nice, very nice, very nice, very nice. Play Plunder Run. +3. Hits, I draw a card. Let's play... I get it. You gonna do weird stuff?
I am a wizard.
Are you gonna do
Harry?
weird stuff? Huh. We found ourselves in an interesting little situation here, don't we?
Yo, it's Steven's Null Rune is 3. He's got 1 on the Skullborn Crosswrap, 1 on his Null Rune boots, and 1 on his Bullseye bracers.
Take aim for +2.
Here comes Benny and the Beats.
Benny and the Beats. Huh.
Colin, that's kind of my idea. First time through the deck, I hit big combos when it happens, but otherwise I'm just getting all those reds out of the deck and trying to get Steven to a medium amount of health, probably like 10. And there are turns where you can just combo out with Wizard at that point that are crazy.
Rabble in. 10 with Dominate coming at you.
Remorseless?
Cannot play defense reactions from Arsenal.
Okay.
If it hits until the end of your next turn, whenever you play action cards, you lose 1 life.
Not how I roll.
You don't even play action cards.
I know, it's crazy.
If they become instants, are you playing action cards as instants?
I think they're instants.
Or are they instant
I
cards?
think they're instants. You play it as an instant.
If you take steel cut oatmeal and make it instantly, is it instant oatmeal?
What happens
or
now?
Instant steel cut oatmeal?
What happens now? Okay, mine. I'm going to not put any cards in.
Okay,
I'm going to react from hand.
you got it.
Fate Foreseen.
Yeah, you saw that fate. Colin thinks they're still actions, just so you know. They're actions. They're still actions. He was laughing no, wizard.
Hold on. No, we're good. Okay, so I'm gonna keep going because you have your stuff. So before you hit me,
Okay, before it officially hits.
I'm gonna pay 3 to use my ability. I already know what it is. I'm gonna pay 3 to use my ability.
Yeah.
We will leave it. Now.
You got the energy pot too. You can always.
Should have done that different.
What should you have done? You need to reverse it. I mean, if we need to go through it, let's go through it.
Let me think about this for a second.
You have a skull cap too, man. You're just like flexing on me right now. Well, I mean, not at all. But these are all your cards. You have all the cards. That's ridiculous. Everybody, this is not.
How about we do this before I do it because it's just low risk. Lower
We
risk.
have all the cards because we were buying a lot of flesh and blood before anybody cared about it.
Yep. As an instant, I'm gonna play Gaze the Ages.
As people.
It's got opt 2.
Where did that come from? What do you mean as? It was just playing the one as an instant?
Kano's ability.
Where's your hand and where's your banish pile?
This is my hand. That was my banish pile. Put those on bottom. Pay 3 for Kano's ability.
I like playing as a wizard because it's just like watching an old man read.
I'll generate resources. Actually,
Make it stop.
I have 1 left. The instant lesson lava. So 3 damage coming at you. 3 arcane damage.
Am I going to be responsible for making sure whoever's playing wizard at the tournament is actually not cheating?
Okay, it's easy. I use Kano's ability.
Now what do I do?
Yeah. You have 3 arcane damage coming at you right now.
Okay.
If it hits, I get to search my deck for a wizard card that costs equal to or less than the damage I dealt, and put it on top of my deck.
It could be another lesson in lava.
Sure.
Is that the lesson?
Well, I can't play it off the top of my deck unless I pay 3 with his ability.
Yeah, you can't do that at all. Okay. So there's 3 damage coming at me.
Yeah. So if I'd drawn these in reverse order, by the way, I could play that. This would have come out as well. And then I have played that, then I can play this with opt, and it bounces to my hand. I have
And
the
then you
resources
can
to do it
3
again.
and lesson and lava it again if I block 2, for instance. Okay. That's interesting. I'm going to block for 2 with his Feign Death Yellow and take 1 damage.
Okay.
It will hit. I don't know what to do. You know, there's magic coming at me, so I'm just going to try to not let it hit me. Oh, you got some wizard players in the chat, it looks like. Or some wizard enthusiasts.
The only reason I got lesson was because I opted.
This is the moment too. I just want to let everybody know out there. I will never be playing wizard. Never. Now, if they release that illusionist, if that's a real thing, I'll do whatever it takes to play that class. I'll read through all my cards. I'll play on my opponent's turn. I'll break the fundamental cycle of the game.
Here we go. Put this on top.
1 cost. You have to show it to me? You must, or else I can't verify it. Okay. You're gazing the ages yet again.
We'll see if we're getting up to something crazy.
We'll see.
This is nuts.
Important to note too, when anybody who's first starting out playing Wizard, it's a crazy, like it's so much. But eventually, everyone understands it, like everything else. It's the most complex class.
So then we're still on instants. I'll instant this energy to gain 2.
Yeah.
And then I'll pay 3 for Kano's ability. This card.
I know it's a Gaze the Ages.
I'll play it, opting 2.
All right, the efficiency. Nice.
And then it will roll back into my hand.
Right. So playing as Wizard seems kind of like poking like a pinata of some kind. It's like a magical energy pinata. You launch an
It's a
attack,
calm
and then all of
bottom.
a sudden, all this arcane damage rolls out, and then the arrow hits. It's like a arcane death balloon. I have a lot of analogies coming too. If you guys want to
Put that
stick
on
around,
top.
I'll keep.
This bounces to my hand. So I can't play it, but I can use his resources. But I can't do that because I can't afford that now. So that's fine. This is my hand. End of this chain.
All right.
Please go away.
Take 6.
Got it.
Every time you play an action, you're gonna lose a life
Okay.
till the end of your next turn. Who's laughing now? Okay, on to the bottom.
Yeah.
Morse this in. And we're drawing our hand. And then, Zach, it's your turn.
Pass.
Oh, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Here comes the Fyendal's Spring Tunic. One action. So if Red in the Ledger says can't play or activate more than one action during their next turn, what if those actions are being played as instants? Are they still actions?
I think it's still actions.
This is really important for us to understand. This is like the last layer of Flesh and Blood for me to like be
I think it still counts.
to be like a professional, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Go on the Flesh and Blood Pro Tour.
PT?
Go to that cruise ship. Okay. All right.
Yeah, they're still actions.
Okay.
Chat's confirming.
So, you want to... How about some of this? Poison the tips. I don't pitch it. I play it. Reload. And if it hits, you're going to discard a card.
Okay.
I'm going to Crosswrap Supreme here.
Can't discard a card, but I don't have no cards.
Red in the Ledger.
That meme.
I'm going to opt. Yeah.
Bill Murphy. Oh, what's his name? Eddie Murphy.
Eddie Murphy, that's
Bill
right.
Murphy. Eddie Murphy. Bill Murphy.
So what kind of a weird, terrifying creature is that?
What's a Bill Murphy?
I'll leave that on top. All right. Then we are going to go ahead and Tunic. Now, it's worth noting that Tunic is a free block for me, for Steven. We're going to use it, though. Play Red in the Ledger. Just 5 damage, no dominate.
Really? Well, let's just take a peek. I'm going to use Kano's ability. Pitching Heart of Faendal.
Oh, my
Give
gosh.
me that
You
life.
have all the cards. It's disgusting.
When you pitch Heart of Faendal, if you have less life than your opponent, gain a life. I did it. I'm going to look at the top card of my deck. Could be a short turn. It's not.
I hope all of the all those fun gems and stuff get better for all of us. That's clearly a wizard card. It'll always give you more. No, the Heart of Faendal. I guess a wizard should have it. I mean, it seems like
The heart? Yeah, it is clearly a wizard card.
Yeah.
And same with Eye of Ophidian.
that's why you give Gandalf the little peloton or whatever it
All
is.
right, let's just slow my roll here.
Not the exercise bike. What's the little orb? Palantir. So that's why you give Gandalf the peloton.
Nailed it.
That's right. He's biking. He's staying in shape.
All right, I will use my free resource.
Saruman on the other end, just pumping him up. He's biking.
Free
Writes
resource,
itself.
triggering Crucible of Aether Wave
How do you get a free resource?
from Tunic.
Oh, right on.
So I got 1 + 1 to the next thing it does damage.
Okay.
Then I'll pay 2 as an instant to play Aether Spindle. 2 damage, now it's 3. I get to opt 1 for every damage it does.
You can have an opt. I'm going to block with 2. Pitch right there.
Okay. So
Taking
you take
1.
1, and I opt 1. This is a 5 damage, no dominate.
Yeah.
Cool. I gotta get out of this cycle. I'm on the off turn that I don't want to be on. Leave that there, and I'll block for 6.
Done.
These go under. These go away. My turn?
Yeah.
1 on Tunic. Your
I'm
turn.
not going into the arsenal here. I'm too good for the arsenal these days. All right, let's do a little take aim.
Mm-hmm.
Reloading here. Let's do a little cross wrap. And let's add a Fandel token while we're just looking at it. Opting 1. Put that on the bottom. You know what? This is fine. That's fine. We'll play it cool. Just 6 damage arrow there, no dominate.
That does an extra bonus.
It's an extra bonus.
Yeah.
You guys think we can ever slot gems into weapons? I mean, let's be honest. That's the whole point of Diablo, isn't it?
Let's block for 3, take 4.
Okay. Who's laughing now?
Mineski?
Nope. Arsenal? Yes, no? Man, it's weird because I want to hold the big resource cards against you. So, I'm going to.
Nailed it.
Ergo.
I will. Let's start with a red scar for a scar.
Here it is.
This was what I decided to stop going down the tunnel.
Yeah, you don't want that tunnel.
I need to apply pressure here. Then on your next turn here, it's going to be juice time.
Give him the juice.
The juice is loose.
Ugh, I hate blocking with arrows. Ugh. So good. Block with 3. Take 1.
Mm-hmm. Go again. Let's roll. Let's...
What are they doing? Hey, how do you know that, Z? What's going on here? Making the pitch system interesting.
So there was some blurb on a distributor site that was like, Monarch fully utilizing the pitch system for the first time. Something like that. They'll post a text.
What could that possibly mean?
I don't want to know.
Does it mean I get
Maybe
my
cards
arrows
that
back?
match your border in your pitch zone give you magical powers? I don't know. Just kidding. Let's go...
What could it
I think this is
possibly
the thing.
mean?
I'm going to generate 1 for my Crucible. For
Okay.
+1 to the next thing I do. We're going to play out of my arsenal a Voltic Bolt, doing 4 arcane damage.
And that's the end of your turn, aside
my
from
turn.
instants, etc.
Yep. Let's go in arsenal.
And this is your turn.
Is my...
Block for 3, take 1.
Cool. So mission accomplished. You're down to 2 cards.
Yeah.
That was what I set out to do.
My turn. Final Spring Tunic ticks up. All right, let's see if I get blasted here. Redliner.
So anyways.
Dropping 1 in. Salvage shot, gonna play it. Yellow hamstring shot coming at you.
For 4?
For 4. Nothing fancy. Next attack is +1 if, Scar for Scar gets a lot worse in that instance.
I will put no cards in.
Okay. I think it is a trap. Let's see what he's got, though. Let's see what he's got.
Actually, it's a trap. Let's sink below red.
You got it.
It'll trigger. I'll put this under and draw. And this kind of determines how hammy I go.
Whether you go Bugatti or Bugato.
You're good. I'll just take it.
If you're into like Enlightened Strike.
I'll block.
Blocked. Any shenanigans yet? Okay. I'm gonna go to the end phase.
You're good. I'm not firing yet. I get a free resource.
These hands are not as good as the last hands.
No.
It's because I'm having to be all weird and like generating money and. What's up, Nathan? Ranger deck did quite well first game. Not even with Redliner, Danny, because of Redliner. Come on.
All right, let's play my hand, right?
Play the hand you're dealt.
Yes. Enlighten Strike.
Okay. All right.
Go again.
Enlighten Strike with some go again there. Totally fine. Lock 3. Take 2.
It's working. Let's try it. I'll pay 1 for Crucible. And I'll pay 2 for Sonic Boom. It's doing 4 arcane damage. And then, assuming it hits, I get to look at the top card of my deck. And I can, if it's a wizard non-attack action, I can play it for -X, where X is the damage dealt.
Oh, it's going to work. 4 arcane damage?
Mm-hmm.
It's going to do all that damage.
All that damage. Sometimes taking 4 is the right answer. Nathan says, how'd the Ranger deck go? Danny said it won, even with Redliner.
Yeah. I'm taking 4.
All right.
I got all red cards in here. You pretty much caught up already. I see my dreams fading into the distance.
Okay. I guess I'll do it.
Yeah, I like that.
Red Cindering Foresight.
Okay.
It doesn't do anything except op 3.
Okay. Yeah.
So I'm basically dictating the hand that I'm about to have.
Drop them all. Dump them. You don't want them. That's your blue Promise of Plenty.
I'll put these 2 under.
No.
This goes on top.
Okay, so yeah. There you go.
And these clear. It's your turn.
Okay. You got nothing in your arsenal there?
Nope. How many cards you got?
3?
Okay.
Fine dolls.
The Tunic.
Redliner dropping in the salvage shot here. Firing with the tunic there. 5 coming at you.
It's crazy how much different you're playing this game.
I know. It's kind of the cards I'm getting also.
What does it do? Goes to the bottom?
Here's the bottom if it hits.
Cards in hand?
Yeah.
You're just saving resources for my damage. I see. All right, let's start here, shall we? Shan't we? Before I declare defense cards or anything, I'm going to pay 3 for Kano's ability.
Okay.
I just want to see if it's worth.
I declare
Bankruptcy. Okay, that helps me understand what I need to do. I know what I need to do.
I know what I must do.
I won't put any cards in.
You never really played any like the computer games where you were like World of Warcraft or whatever.
Mm-mm.
It feels like, most of the time in those games, a wizard has to cast for like 3 or 4 seconds and then the thing happens. But if you hit it with stupid stuff, it like delays it. So if you keep hitting it with stupid stuff like this arrow, that's what I feel like I'm doing.
Delayed
it. Just not even doing anything, but just like, stop. It's annoying.
around.
I can't concentrate on my arcanery.
That's funny.
Are you taking 5 or what?
Sing below red.
Okay.
And I will shift this to the bottom.
Yotes likes 0 attacks in the wizard deck better than what you're doing. He also called you an idiot. He didn't really, though.
I assume.
Nathan, Sleep Dart would be nice against Kano, except before Sleep Dart hits, Kano just plays out his hand. I like that, Jared.
Put this under and draw.
Wizard feels like that kid when you're playing chess that says if you move there, I'll win.
Go one.
Take one. And look what's going to the bottom. All right, this into Arsenal. I'm going to the end phase. Do you have any instant responses or other reactions to me doing that? Plunder Run is going there. You don't know that, but that's what's going. Okay. Over to you.
I will play an energy potion and put this in Arsenal.
Oh, yes. This is the turn I've been waiting for. Wizard about to get strung up like an old goose. Okay, find Alcunic. 1. I'm going to Skullbone Crosstrap.
Okay.
Opt. You don't get to see that. Put it on bottom. Play Plunder Run. +3. Tell me if you ever want to do any wizarding.
You're good.
In here. Take aim. +3. This is going in. Pay 1 for Foresight. Generate 2 here.
Wow.
1 floating. Opt 2. Redliner. Azalea. The greatest salvage shot of all time.
A lot of damage.
14 with Dominate. Coming in. But I'm wide open.
Jesus. Block with a 3 and a 2. Take 9.
All right. It's one of my favorite hip hop groups from the Midwest.
3, 2, 9.
Take 9. It's a hilarious joke. If you even know it, it's so funny.
I don't. Hence why my laughter is not abundant.
All right, this is going under with great aplomb. Now, I would have loved to see any other arrow there, just to let you know.
It seems like you're doing okay.
Yeah, it's fine. I can't hate it. Draw 1 for Plunder Run. Are we done with
You're good.
wizarding?
You're good. Just go.
Just go. Moron. All right.
All right, mine.
Yeah, put this on the bottom.
Let's do this. Ready?
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to generate 3 to play a red life for a life. As it go again, it hits, I gain a life.
It's got a hit?
For me to gain a life, yeah.
Mm. I don't have any cheap equipment to mess around with here. Block for 3. Take 1.
Gain a life.
Ah,
You know what's fun? Let's do it again.
I hate that trade so much. What does hitting mean?
Damage.
Is that the same?
Mm-hmm. Like if that attack does damage, it hits. You think it like covered up with armor?
No, for instance, if I do Feign Death, if I've been dealt damage this turn, the next time I would be dealt damage, prevent it. Is it still hit and then not prevent the damage? Is it
I think because you're trying to assign the damage, but it wouldn't hit you if I'm not doing damage. Logically
it hits
speaking.
first, right? And
Just
then
doesn't do anything?
Tries to do the damage and does nothing, but you heal 1.
It's like throwing water at a wall.
Precisely like that. Does not hit.
Yeah, I don't think it hits.
All right, doesn't hit. I'm dead. I feigned death. You blew me up
Okay.
with your arcane.
I'll use this free resource and this resource from Arsenal.
I've got 2 money floating just in case
That's
that
fine.
makes your...
Moonwish red, 5 damage. Let's go.
Oh, another one of these things. Well, what? Wait a minute. But if there's no shenanigans you can pull with the other version because you can't go again here, right?
Right, but I can go get a Moonwish, yeah, or a Sunkiss.
And that's worth 3 money?
A blue one would be, yeah. You might smell what I'm stepping in.
Okay. Well. And that's something else. I'm taking 5.
Mm-hmm.
It feels
Search
so
my
much more
deck.
tangible when I have to drag these tokens out of the board. I like that.
Blue Sunkiss.
It's way more annoying. That's great. That's good stuff. You've done well.
Let's shuffle one of these great Wizards cards to the top of my deck.
Yeah. Yeah, that's good, Obsidian. That's a good idea. Are the different colors for the tokens to
Even
signify your health bar?
the 5th token being a certain color would give you the natural divide.
That would help.
Interesting. Okay.
Wow.
And then I will
You just-
use Kano's ability.
You just had a weird, like, wizard frenzy.
Banish it. I'll pop this for 2. And then I'll pay 1 here. Pay 1 to play Scalding Rain for 3 arcane damage.
Block 2. Take 1.
You take 1? You just talk about it.
I'll take 1.
All right. And then it'll be your turn, but I need to draw back up in a second.
Do I pitch? Does my pitch go to the bottom at your end phase
Yeah.
as well? Yeah. All right, let's cross-strap Supreme on this. That's gonna have to work. Take aim for +3, searing shot. 7 damage coming in, no dominate. And no cards.
Mm-hmm. That's the real ticket. Interesting.
Yeah, Danny, they actually are. So these are dark green. Can't see them very well. This is the red resources. Attack bonuses are weird because, like, to do that with tokens is really difficult because you could have anything. You could have +18 on Bravo. Like, how do you even do that with any kind of reason with tokens? The armor breaking ones are in the works.
How many damage?
7, 8 if you 7, and then you take 1 if you don't. You know what I'm saying? Not a big fan of dials, Michael. They would work. It's just, we just don't really have the little manufacturing capability here in Tulsa for like dials. We kind of zoned in on not dial technology.
Let's do this.
Dial technology. See, it's like a thing in between 2 things that you spin.
I'll pop my Storm Striders. It's an instant. It makes my next wizard action an instant.
Okay.
So then I will Sonic Boom as an instant.
Badoom.
You take 3.
Yeah, sure.
I'll look at the top card of my deck. I will do it. I can play it for free. Tome of Aetherwind. I'll trigger draw a card twice. Makes sense.
That's a beautiful book.
It's my tome.
Okay, that's cool. It's really cool. Yeah.
Gotta run my math in my head.
Not really what you want to see on Sonic Boom, but considering you said what, 5 damage, 4 damage, 3 damage? I can't
3
remember.
damage. Yeah, so I could have played something for free. It's my instant pile. Oh. I mean, do I keep going down the rabbit hole?
That's what a wizard does, right? Isn't that what the Palantir is all about? Gaze into its
I will go ahead and trigger Kano's ability. Okay, I'll play it. Red, Cindering Foresight, Ops 3. The next card I play is determined the effect that deals arcane damage, deals that much plus 3. Okay. Op 3 is good.
Scar for scar, scar for scar, scar for scar. It's true, Obsidian. Yeah, we actually had talked about that a little bit. Just throw all ones across in Blitz.
Let's put this on bottom.
The problem with like inverting colors and shades and stuff is you only have one color of acrylic. So unless you take it and paste two colors together, which is expensive and not what you want, we've tried it. They're gonna have to be the same color.
Block for 6 plus the skull cap.
All right, break that skull cap. Is it dead?
No.
Why is it just the ranger stuff that goes away? It didn't hit.
You're
then.
fragile.
It
Did not hit. No.
Did not hit. Okay.
My turn.
Your turn.
Draw.
I'll draw my cards. So you passed, right?
Yeah.
So here we are. The dust has settled. I'm at 13, 14, 15, 16.
My 12.
You're at 12. So you've closed the gap for sure. And right there in the lobby.
When I opted 3, there were so many cards.
Finals.
That would have been just bomb, but it's okay.
Yeah, good luck proving it. Okay. I think we're playing this one pretty cool. You know? We're playing it cool. I think 5 is the annoying number here. Redliner here, remorseless. Then I'm gonna drop yellow plunder run to play it. 5 damage coming at you. 1 floating resource.
What happens if it hits?
You lose a life every time you play an action.
Okay. Let's block for 5.
All right.
Mine?
Yours. I gotta put one in the arsenal here.
This clicks up. I'll put this in the arsenal and we'll go back to you.
Woo! Here we go. Here comes the moment. Here comes the sun. Plunder run. +2. Then, do we even do this, man? You know what? I don't think we do. No, we do. No, we don't. Hmm. Okay. Let's play knock there.
Knock. Yeah.
Yeah. Worst error for you? Have we determined it yet? Remorseless?
There's no.
It doesn't matter. They
'cause
never hit.
I can just
Yeah.
either block or just go crazy here, right? I mean, you can dominate, so then it's going to get harder for me to avoid it. But if it's something that affects me on my turn, I just spend my resources now.
Yeah. I wonder if hamstring is actually your next attack. But you're not attacking. They're not attacks, are they?
You have 16 left.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's also worth noting, people asking, if you don't see the drops of either teardrops or drops of blood or whatever, every line there is basically a 10.
Yeah, we'll draw that out a lot more too.
Yeah.
We'll make that a lot more.
Well, and once it's an actual board, it'll be dimensional.
Caesar, I can't do anything with go again most of the time. But it is good. I like Razor Reflex. I mean, every card's good, right? That's the problem. That's the beautiful thing about it. All right, knock is going to give me a reload, which I'm going to throw here. All right, then
knock. Yeah.
Well, hold on. Maybe I'll do this instead. Yeah, I'll do this here. Okay. So then we'll play a red Foresight from hand.
Okay, click this up.
Generate 2 resources.
Hot diggity dog.
Got 1 floating there. Use Azalea's ability.
Mm-hmm.
Pay 1 for Remorseless. Here we go.
This is a 10 damage
10 with
dominate.
dominate. Yeah.
What's it do every time I play an action?
Uh-huh.
Well, let's just get this over with. Before anything happens, I'm going to use Kano's ability. Peek at the top card of my deck. Okay, that'll stay there.
Yeah, Caesar, it's just a resource issue for me. I had it in for a good many games, and I actually did like probably an hour of test draws with it. There were just a lot of hands. I can only really afford 2 costs on a single turn if I'm lucky, especially if you consider the block. Like if you're down to 3 cards, you got to look at your 3-card hands. And Foresight is really my 1 cost slot. I've got yellow and red in currently. I've looked at different ways to do it for sure.
I'll pay 1. Well, before I do that, I'm going to block or something. I'm going to put this in for a 3. And then I'll pay 1. Can I not defense react from Arsenal?
That's right.
Is that what this is?
Yeah. Defense can be played from Arsenal.
All right. Never mind. Not paying 1.
It was the perfect arrow, and I didn't even know it.
Yeah. I'll block for 3. Takes 7.
Call that Lucky Ranger right there.
Right?
Yeah.
And then it's 1 life for every action I take?
Yeah, and I get to draw a card from Plunder Run.
Okay.
And I'll throw it in the arsenal. At the end. We're in phasing? Are we in phasing?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you need to opt on Foresight. It's just how you want to play the deck, Caesar. That's really the question. I'm a big fan of Foresight in this one. Because having Dominate is so strong. Way stronger.
I'm going to play Tome of Aether Winds.
Here comes the Tome.
Draw 2.
I don't know.
Okay.
Shoji, Plunder Run is crazy helpful for me because it gets a free card in my arsenal at the end of a tall shot. Which is everything.
I'll pay 1.
Is that an action? You gotta take a damage?
Yes.
No reading on remorse.
Jesus, hold on. Ugh. I don't think I can take a damage.
Country asking, do people like the Roman numeral or 2 better? I really like the Roman numeral for the universe. I think aesthetically it's a better choice. I don't think it's any easier or harder to read from across the table. So I think that's the best choice right now, at least.
Just bad. Let's pay 1 here just to get it out of my hand. And then I'll pass to you.
All right. What a good remorseless. That's crazy.
Yeah.
It's very handy. Here comes the sun. Crossbone Supreme. Throw it on bottom. Oh. Wait a minute. Let's just think about this for a second. Okay, and then we do this. No, I'll throw it on bottom.
Just where he says, I'm struggling to make out the tokens. Then I realize I'm on 480p. They look so good in 1080.
It's fantastic.
Also, the colors and designs matter. They're on like a really dark material with a pretty dense design.
Ravenous Travel, we're going to reveal a beautiful red sleep dart.
Okay.
4 damage coming at you.
Let's pay 1 to defense reaction from here. This turn, the next thing it does arcane damage is +2.
Okay. Yeah, no, Caesar, I don't do that one either. Play take aim. Let me know if during any of this you want to wizard on.
You're good.
Thunder run. Redliner here. Azalea. And then we'll pay 1 with that feign death.
All right. Well,
I got 1 floating. You've got a shot. I've got 2 block skis up.
Lord.
Yeah, Shoichi, I'm in love with Ring. I mean, this is a different way to run it for sure. I've had a lot of success with it so far, at least.
Pop my energy potion is an instant. Use my Feign Dells as an instant. Trigger Kano.
This is the true pinata moment, isn't it?
That's not it. Yeah, I just die.
Yeah.
You have time to try it again?
Yeah, sure. You want me to play something else?
I want to try this again.
All right.
I need that match.
I could, yeah, definitely, Mehem. I could use the Tunic resource right there instead of playing Feign Death out of hand. But if I use the Tunic resource there, I can't play Feign Death. I can have 2 floating with the Tunic and the one floating here, 1 floating here. But ideally, what I want to do is if I don't need to spend that Tunic resource, I want to save it because it opens up some of my turns. Where like if I have like a double Foresight, I can actually play them both if I hold on to that Tunic resource. So as much as you want to just like use it so you can recharge it again, to me, it's better to hold it as long as you can have good turns without it. That's right, just for you.
2-0.
Got the Ranger support group out there in the chat.
It's one thing about Constructed that's interesting. That's how I felt with Bravo. The first 3 or 4 games, I was learning so much.
Yeah.
Even now, playing Bravo earlier, it's like seeing weird lines.
Yeah, the every game is a miracle. It's just like you learn at every turn. It's like, wait a minute.
Even Steven?
Yeah, sure.
It's you. You want to go first or second?
I think I'm going second, right? We decided that's the correct thing to do.
I mean, it worked.
Yeah, let's do what we did last
What
time.
more can I say? I'm also not the expert
I
on
know
these
you
things.
hit that first turn in Light and Strike last time. I'm not exactly keen on that. I'm looking forward to these being more like those deep slots, Arkham and stuff.
Yeah, right, with the actual board.
Yeah, we ran these prototypes on a... I don't have any more jokes to make about it.
David's saying, I'm terrible at this game, but I keep seeing glimpses of greatness that keep me coming back. Is 1 booster box enough to build a deck for each hero? How many would you recommend? So I think per set, you probably want 2-ish.
Man, grab 2 Monarch Unlimited from that sub. It's minimum advertised price. Grab 3. It ships for free. I don't know.
I mean, also the Blitz starter.
The Blitz start is great.
Yeah, that's a great place to start. But like, if you're buying into a set 1 or 2, you really need, because I know the unlimited waves are coming. You can sign up for a wait list on our website for that too. We're expecting more at some point, hopefully. but it's about 2 when you have almost all of the commons and rares. And that point, it's just specialization stuff. So beyond that point, you're kind of just fishing for the high end things. And if they're not for the character you're actually after, it doesn't much matter. So that's where I would start.
Okay. You're
Appreciate
going
that,
first.
Ganchi. Yep. All right, let's think this through.
That's the beautiful thing about the game. Caesar saying Redliner is amazing. Mehmet saying Redliner is not amazing. It's like, that's the beautiful thing about Flesh and Blood. It is so tightly balanced. I've not really experienced a game like this.
That good.
And Mehmet, I appreciate that. I really do think, so this deck is literally trying to answer the question, why would you ever run Redliner? And basically it's because you want to opt before you fire the arrow. That's it. So that's why Foresight is important. Fate Foreseen is important. Plunder Run, playing into the arsenal, playing it out, and then shooting the arrow. Those are really important things for this deck in particular.
All right, I'm going to play differently. Let's start with my
go.
instant. Leave it there.
Okay. It's usually not good for me. Oh, no, wait. That's not an opt. That was a...
Let's go... Blue scar, first scar.
It's almost an insult to even think about blocking such a foolish attack. I'm taking 2.
Got him.
I can't block that. I can't, in good conscience, block that.
I understand, honestly. So... We'll put this under.
I don't think I'll ever block blue scar for scar. Not in my life.
It's literally there just to like check someone. It's like, what are you made of here? Go ahead.
All right. We're gonna keep playing weird. 1 on Spring Tunic. Redliner in, Sleep Dart. Generate 2, pay 1. 5 damage, Sleep Dart coming in. No dominate, no funny business, no funny stuff, no etc. Think about that. Look into the Palantir. I'm going to go to the bathroom. I'll be right back.
I'm going to talk trashy about you.
Yeah, you should. That's the only talk that I really appreciate. Just staring at the camera.
Oh, man. Yeah, so one thing I would say, like, with my constructed Bravo deck so far, the first couple of games, figuring out how to maneuver, it's really easy. I've seen this happen a lot. You build a deck, you have a concept, you play it once, you lose, and then you immediately start making changes. I like to play with a deck at least 3 or 4 times before I even touch it, because you just need to start getting familiar with how the deck works and what you're looking for. So if you're out there testing and you're losing with some decks, I encourage you to stick with it for at least 4 or 5 games. It is amazing. I played Sealed on Friday the whole day, basically. Playing all these constructed games gave me such a different appreciation for how to even approach constructed, actually. I was using cards. You kind of just forced to use certain cards, and then you start looking for how they can be valuable, and it kind of shows you some crazy stuff. This is definitely, of all the Azalea Stevens put together, too, this is easily the most consistent. Hitting that 8 to 10 damage dominate every round is pretty crazy. What up, Benjamin? We're on game 3-ish, 4-ish. I think 3. Steven's got his Redliner Azalea deck. I'm on Wiz. Very funky wizard, according to Caesar.
What?
You love the funky wizard.
I mean, I've never played against a wizard that felt normal.
You've only played against me.
You don't know what I do on tabletops.
I mean, I would be impressed. Nidus, I do have a deck list for my Runeblade. I'll see about posting it.
We need to get those Auckland lists or whatever and bust them out.
The what?
Test against like the whatever one the latest.
Auckland.
Yeah.
I thought you were saying the Auckland from Skytear.
Or Aqua from Skytier.
Mm-hmm.
Both very reasonable.
5 and it blanks me?
Yeah. Is this my first turn, right? In the game?
Mm-hmm.
First thing I've done.
Mhm.
Okay. What's up, Frank? Any warrior deck? I'm very close to finishing up the Dorinthia double saber deck that I've been working on, which I find to be just enticing. Thank you, guys. Cold Pizza said, I don't think we missed a tunic last game. That's good.
We're
I'm
growing.
telling you. It's great, Jankovic. So far, we're at 0.
Let's just block for 3. Take 2.
Blanked?
Blanked.
Consider him blanked. Arsenal. You want to use you want any instance or anything? Okay.
I'm blank.
I think next turn, I don't know. Until, oh, now, yeah, you are immediately blank. That's right.
You're immediately blank, dude. All right, you ready?
I'm ready.
Let's start with a blue life for life.
Mm-hmm.
2 damage if it hits, I gain a life.
A 2? What a... no defense cards. Reactions?
Go ahead.
Fate Persine. Opting 1. Goes under.
Arsenal. Enlightened Strike.
No defense.
Hold on. I'm going to trigger +2.
Right.
So 7.
All right, no defense cards.
Mm-hmm.
Fate Persine reaction. Tell me if you ever have any more reaction.
I'm blank. How many taking? 3?
Yeah.
All right, this goes under.
I'm going to opt again. Nice. Leaving that there. This is why Redliner is great right here. It's the era I want. I don't have to waste that Death Dealer draw, making it bad. My turn?
Mm-hmm.
Thank you. Tick-tock.
I'm here for you.
There's a Plunder Run out of the discard pile, or out of the arsenal. Then we'll do a little Redliner. Here. We'll trigger Azalea. There. And we'll shoot for 1, generate 1, have 1 floating. And we've got 8 with Dominate coming in.
My attacks cost +1.
Yeah. Their first attack costs +1, and I will draw a card if it hits.
How about we don't attack? That's the secret here.
Take care, Tor. Hey, that sounds great.
I'm going to pay 3. Trigger my ability.
Undefeated Hulk deck. What? Undefeated Hulk deck. Come on. Playing what?
Leave it there. Do you have Dominate?
I do. Yeah.
This is 8.
8 with Dominate. The Dominate at 8.
Block with 2, take 6.
I'm going to draw this card. I'm going to put it in the arsenal. That Plunder Run is, that's why it's so freaking good. In turn is done.
Okay, mine?
Yeah.
Energy Potion, Arsenal, go ahead.
Crosswrap Supreme. Finalist token. Throw that under. Okay, now what a weird hand. Okay. Ooh, I don't like this at all. You've got a bunch of 2s too, so a 3 and a 2 blocks a 5, but a 3 and a 2 does not block a 6. Just in case you're keeping
Keeping track.
here. Yeah, this is fine. I'll take aim for +1. And then I'll generate 1 here to shoot this for 6. No dominate.
Mm-hmm.
Really could have taken the chance reasonably, but like I'm holding a lot of money. I'll tell you that. A lot of money. That's cool, Toro. Let us know how it goes.
Let's block for 6.
I see you did only have 2s in hand, you see? Okay. Blocked.
You see?
You see? Yeah, these two. See, I got generics in here too, and I'm just like, sometimes it's just garbage. End phase?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, sometimes it is buckets.
Just buckets.
Buckets of trash.
All right.
All right, mine?
Yep.
Let's go Energy Potion for 2. Sonic Boom for 3.
And if it hits, you do stuff? Anything fancy?
I can banish the top card of my deck.
If it hits at all.
Mm-hmm.
Let's do generate 2, 3.
Okay. Put this in arsenal. Pass the turn to you.
Okay. It goes under. Cross Wrap Supreme. Here we go. Interesting.
That's good to hear, Wade. Wade's saying it's really interesting to watch these games. I feel like I know the basics, but the subtleties are still often lost on me. These games are really helping with that. Frank, what do the bracers do?
Well, right now they're just Arcane Barrier 1. But they're Bullseye Bracers. We can pull them up. They're called Bullseye Bracers. And bless you, Bryce, for pulling up that Crossbone Skull Wrap every time I say that.
Every time you say something
You're a real champion.
approximately equal to it.
Crossbone Supreme Wrap. All right, you got a full card hand.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if I'm a smart player, I'm not going to empty my... I'm going to get this thing. I'm not going to empty my hand against you. You see how I'm playing the game already?
I do.
Isn't that frustrating? Do you love how frustrated you are?
I'm not frustrated. I feel nothing.
I haven't felt anything for 20 years. Taking. Just for the +3. You know what? No. Wrong. I'm going to play a Foresight for +2. I'm going to generate 2, float 1. And I'm going to swing at 1.
Hamstring shot?
Hamstring shot. Coming at you for 6.
6.
Mm-hmm. No dominate.
All right, let's start with my ability. It's always on top. Did you say dominate or no dominate?
No dominate. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Take care, Jim. Good to see you.
Whoa, block for 6.
Okay. Arsenal on.
All right, mine.
Mm-hmm.
From Arsenal, we're just going to play a 7th strength E-strike.
Okay. Okay. Past the funny business. And then reactions, I'll react Fate Foreseen. 7, so I'll take 3. Opt 1. Opt that to the bottom. Okay, then Skullbone Crosswrap.
Mm-hmm.
Reveal that, take aim. It's interesting. I might end up leaving that just a second to find out. No. I'm not going to leave that. Yes, I am. All right, so we're gonna play take aim.
Mm-hmm.
Reload here. Oh, I missed my Fandalty. Almost got me. No, you know what? Here. And then we're going to pay 1 to roll in on a salvage shot. Just 8 damage salvage shot. Nothing fancy. No dominate. No
Yes.
dominate. No dominate.
Card's name?
1.
Use Kano's ability.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'll play it. Centering Foresight red. The next time I do damage is +1. Gonna look at 3. I will go ahead and pay 3 more to play this. I'll use my free resource here, doing 3 arcane damage.
3 arcane. Taken.
Okay. Then I'll block for 3. Take 5.
Take 5. Goes under. In phase arsenal here. This goes under. Draw.
Turn. I'm gonna pass. Your turn.
And you pass. Okay. Let's do take aim for +3. Then we'll go here. Crossbone. Could have done that earlier, won't much matter. Can leave that. Play knock. Any arrow. You got nothing in arsenal.
Mm-mm.
Okay. We'll do Azalea.
See you, Jim.
And then we'll pay 1 for an 8 damage dominate.
All right. I'll play red centering foresight. If it's not my turn, I can play it as an instant. Hmm. 3.
Yeah, Mehmet, that's something worth considering. The red, yellow, green, blue on the health. Looking at the Fab universe, it's really, we don't want it to feel too much like a video game, you know. We really want to match the aesthetic and do justice to the Wraith setting as much as we can. So it's possible. It's possible. Don't want it to be like super bright. It doesn't feel like a super bright universe.
Let's just see what's possible. What's that stop me from doing?
You cannot activate or play more than 1 action.
Okay, great. Put this on top.
Caesar, I think there's only about 3 different variations in acrylic, unfortunately. Maybe 2. So you got a dark red and a light red.
We'll pay 3 for Kano's ability. I'll pay 1 for a Tome of Faendal. Draw 2.
In how much? 4? 3?
It's only to play it for us.
Right on.
That's kind of fun.
Good idea, though.
You're hitting for 6?
8.
All right, I will block for 1, 4.
Okay.
And then I will Fate Proceed.
Yeah.
Put it on bottom.
Why are you writing all the bad cards?
Yeah. It's not explicitly bad. It's just interesting. I'm learning.
I'm learning. Yeah, Wizard has got to be a disaster to learn. I can't even imagine.
All right, mine.
Yeah, it's the last thing I want. Okay.
Let's go. Genius turn. Red scar for a scar.
Here we go.
Definitely triggering.
Here we go. All right, you got 4 coming in. Weirdly enough. I'll block for 3. Take 1.
Okay. Your turn.
All right. Okay. Knock.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have anything in your arsenal, do you?
Mm-mm.
Who needs that thing? that old thing down there? What that down there?
It's easy to get spun around with Wizard because you invest too deep into his ability. You have weak turns.
Yeah. Yeah, that's cool, Connor. I like that idea. I guess I'll just get this here. Sleep dart. And then we'll reload. Here. Ugh, weird. Yeah, we can do that. Reload here. Play that. 1. It's kind of a fun question. Okay. Let's reload here. All right, then we've got your favorite and mine, Azalea's ability. Comes that old dominate sleep dart from your house to mine. We're just gonna play it with the tunic. 5 damage dominate. Watch out, here's that big swing you've been waiting for.
I'll just react with an absorbent Aether before take 1.
All right.
Blanked.
It blanked.
It's fine.
Throw this in the arsenal.
All right, ready for downtown Leroy Brown?
Let's go. Yeah, what's this wizard up to?
I use my resource on a life for a life. 4 if it hits, I gain a life.
Okay. Life for a life, you say. Well, I don't think it's not going to hit. I don't have the defense reaction. I don't want to waste 2 cards, right?
2 cards is bad.
But man, it's so money. Okay. Well, maybe I do want to waste him, man.
Get in there.
Get in there. Waste those cards. Okay. Let's make sure we're not doing something crazy. This. Okay. All right. Well, all these ranger cards have 2 defense too. You feel me?
Yeah, you're used to the big attacks, but
pass.
Now you're dealing. All right, 5 damage swang.
Mm-hmm.
Put this in arsenal.
Okay. Cross Trap Supreme here. Put that on the bottom. Let's play Ravenous Travel. Reveal the top. It's a yellow plunder run, not what we wanted. 3 damage attack coming in.
Take it.
What could that possibly mean? So if you took that, that changes everything. I need this counter too. That changes everything.
Do it.
What are you up to here?
Hopefully it makes you uneasy.
It does. Yep. Oh, I'm so close to really doing something great here. Do this. I'll do it again. 3 damage.
Don't like.
Keep the hits coming. I gotta play weird against Wizard too, man. I don't know what's going on. What's happening? It's so strange that 4 cards can be so different. You know, they say you shuffle a deck of cards, it'll never be in the same configuration ever again.
Yep. Odds are low.
Yeah.
Oh, Lord.
If you didn't block it the first time, you surely won't block it the second time, right?
I don't know. It gets worse. I'm getting down to low. I thought you were going to do this and then sling at me with a big arrow.
Well, you know, I'm ravenous.
Then I got 2. That's crazy.
I've been into those bath salts. I don't deal in arrows anymore. I only deal in man flesh.
I'll take 3.
Very nice. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. All right. How about some of this? This is all played out in a very bizarre way. Then we'll play.
Get out of here. I'm sick of that card. I hate it.
I hate this stupid card.
I need to make changes.
It's a searing shot. Just a little gas on the arrow. And we're gonna reload here. We're gonna play take aim for +2.
Get out of here.
Azalea's ability. Here comes 6 with dominate. Call your mom.
Let's go sink below red.
Yeah, you didn't waste it on a 3, did you?
Put this under.
Gonna take 2 more. You take 2, you take 3, you know what I'm saying? It's like the opposite of life for life. Oh, you started reading your cards. I know it's getting serious now. It's just great to be on the other end of this.
All right, I'll take 3.
Take 2 and then it triggers for the +1.
Getting raked over the coals. All right, mine?
Yeah. I can see it. It's that moment in Constructor where like I've done it all wrong.
Yeah, I'll pop this.
I need to change
My
these
next one's an
cards.
instant. We'll do Tome of Aetherwind for 2. I will pay 1 for Tome of Faendel. Draw 2, gain 5.
Oh, come on. This is a reading books deck.
Then I'll pay 3 for Kano's ability to gain a life from Heart of Faendel.
Healing is the most degenerate thing in all games. It's so frustrating.
Put this here. I'll play Gaze of Ages for free as an instant. Opt 2. I've already played a wizard card, so I'm gonna get it back.
It's like that dwarf deck in Lord of the Rings that just drew cards. I remember Sam brought that in, and he was like, "Man, I got this sweet dwarf deck for Lord of the Rings," and he drew through his entire deck, but it didn't do anything but draw.
It just drew cards.
It's like, dude, you got to do something with those cards. It's like, well, they draw more cards. See,
You see,
that's good in card games, isn't it? Well, not. Eventually, it's a terminus of action. You feel like Doctor Strange over there, and like you're just in a pocket of time where nobody can touch you.
Yeah, a little bit. I'll do this. It resolves. It goes back to my hand because I've already played the tome this turn.
Is it a wizard card? That
The
be a
tome is
wizard,
a wizard
card, or
card,
just
yeah.
an
It
action?
should gotta be a wizard
That
action.
tome. You have
Yeah,
double tome.
The
turn.
tome. Yeah, it was the tome.
You got tomes.
I mean, all the books.
Here, use these, would you? I want to see what they look like.
Okay. Let's pay 3 for Kano's ability. Actually, I'm gonna do this backwards. I opted 2, so I'm gonna do this. 3 for Kano's ability to put this here. Then I'll use 2 here, maybe 3. I have 1 floating, so I could boost here. Oh, so yeah.
Make you feel powerful.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and spin an extra one and make it 4 damage coming at you.
You got anything else to do?
I played the Tome of Aetherwind.
I'll generate 2, take 2.
Okay. Then I will Kano again. Here.
Tome of Aetherwind is wizard, Caesar.
And I'll pay 1, play Foreboding Bolt, deal 1 arcane damage, and then opt 1.
1?
Mm-hmm.
Do you have more stuff? You got 1 card left?
I got 1 card left.
Yeah. Ditch 1 resource, keep 1 floating. Is it the card you wanted?
Oh my god, if it had been 1 sooner. What have I done? I was on the verge of greatness.
This wizard is bogus.
I'll put this under because it's not going to do me any good now.
What even is this?
Then we'll go to the end of the round. I'll put that in Arsenal. Yeah, I played 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cards ultimately.
Yeah. You're telling me.
All right, and I got to pick the order of this bad boy.
You done there?
Mm-hmm.
We got 1 on the tome, or on the spring tunic here. Coming in.
I'm only down by 6. I thought I was like getting smashed here.
Yeah, no, you just healed for 6.
There's something here. So I definitely see the lines that are working and what's not working, which is good. This has been really helpful for me.
Good.
I'm also getting slightly more comfortable, but I got a long way to go.
I'm very glad. I don't know. Should I just go to the next turn?
I have a rules question. When you're pitching Ivophidia and it opts 2, does the opt 2 happen before or after Kano's ability if I'm using it to pay for Kano's ability? Asking for a friend.
You play the thing, you generate the money. That probably creates a little mini moment where when you generate the money, you opt 2, then you resolve Kano's ability.
Great.
The ops has got to be before, or else
I hope
it's
so.
not for Kano, you know?
Opt happens first.
Yeah. I don't know what to make heads or tails. I don't even know whose turn it is, what time it is, or if we're...
It is Tuesday, February 2nd, January 32nd.
It's
33.
Tuesday, January 32.
It's the 33rd of January,
You've been
right?
playing this wizard for an eternity.
That hurts. That hurts my soul how funny that is.
I don't know what to do. I lost all my cards somewhere along the way. Okay. Well, how about I guess I'll
Crystal.
just keep shooting at you.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's give you the moment of greatness here. Dropping these bullseye bracers out. I'm currently Arcane Barrier 2 now.
All right, it's time.
Generator, you've worn me down. I can't do it anymore. 5 damage sleep dart. Coming at you. No
Interesting,
dominate,
interesting.
no funny business. Nothing weird.
I'm gonna use my Eye of Ophidian.
Take that to a tournament.
That's
would you?
right.
Yeah, you paid a
I'm
top
working
dollar.
on it. I'm working on it.
You just keep it turned around and keep it
To
protected.
use my
right?
ability, yeah. So it's got opt 2.
I have a feeling a lot of I have Ophidias look like that out there in the world. Is that the alt art? That limited edition?
All right,
Oh, it's 6. Yeah, sorry, it's a 6 damage attack coming in from the bracers.
let's put this over.
It's red sleep dart here.
And I'll put this on. Oh, I haven't banished yet. This is just stacking.
You just paid
'Cause
money
I'm
for
paying
something,
to
but you
do
got to
this
pay
thing,
for something.
yeah.
Were you paying for this?
I'm paying for his ability,
Okay.
but I have opt on this. We're opting first, and then this is triggering.
Yeah.
So I'll leave this on top. We'll put this on bottom.
You know,
Then it triggers.
my one complaint for Flesh and Blood is what would really make the game better is if at some point throughout the game I could just watch somebody read a book.
Here we
That's
are.
essentially, about every 90 seconds I would like to just watch somebody read for about 5 minutes.
If you imagine fighting a wizard, they're over there.
It's like, well, what am I doing in the meantime? I'm not gonna wait while you're reading.
So I banish this. I can play
I'm gonna
this
keep
turn
shooting.
as an instant. You following?
Yeah,
How many cards in your hand?
None.
Are you kidding
Yeah,
me?
you got full reign.
Jamoke?
I've got one open here though. Watch out, it's -1.
Yeah, that's fine. All right, I'm gonna from Arsenal. I guess. Yeah, I'm not gonna block. We're gonna go from Arsenal.
Are we on instants here, or are you blocking things?
I did an instant before I decided
okay.
whether to block or not,
Yeah.
and then I banished this.
Yeah,
Then I'm gonna react from here.
but you're not blocking. You're not blocking
not
with
putting
any
the card
cards.
in,
Okay,
yeah.
here comes the reactions.
Red sink below.
Boom, there it is.
So we're gonna put this under. We're gonna draw this card.
You knew what that card was because of the opt.
Yeah.
Okay. That's right. Just for you. That I have a Fiddy art is amazing. I'd like to get it in foil. I should
Then
pull a card back here, but excellent.
yeah, I'll pay 3 to use my ability.
You're still digging.
Mm-hmm.
Eventually, you're gonna find a card in that deck that you like.
Not that one. I will just.
This has become incredibly
Oh,
amusing.
hold on. No, back up. Before I pay 3. This is why I banished a different card. You ready for this? I'm gonna, as an instant, play Cindering Foresight. So the next is +1.
Yeah.
And I can opt 3. That's why we do it.
Okay.
Put this on top. Put these under.
Yep.
Then I'll pay 3.
Okay.
I know what it is. So then I'll pay 1.
You played a little reverse time there.
Yeah.
Situation.
For a lesson in lava for 4 damage.
Consider it a lesson. I'll block for 1 and take 3.
Okay. And then it says I can search my deck for a wizard card with a cost 1 or less. Well, 4 or less. 3 or less at this point. So I can do whatever I want.
Cost 3 or less?
Because I did 3 damage.
Yeah.
So I can put a 3 cost or less on top of my deck.
Yeah.
I'm going to go with Sonic Boom. It's fine.
Big guile energy over there.
You'll know when you see it. ICT asking if we want to become famous.
If we did, we would not be doing this right now, I assure you.
Oh, man.
Would you like to see two people struggle through Kano for about 2.5 hours?
Here we are.
Rakes in the views, let me
This
tell
goes
you.
on top. And then I will defense react again with another sink below.
Well, that's
Just to cover it up.
incredible, yeah. Okay. I'm going to draw my hand now.
You have my
And
permission.
you can go again.
This goes to 3. I don't have any cards in hand, so go ahead.
All right. So you're off. You're on the off turn.
I am on the off turn.
All right. Now watch out. I've got a spare resource coming up here. Hot potato. Here comes a ravenous rabble. Let's see what we got. That's a yellow hamstring shot. 3 damage coming in. You know you can't block 3s. I know you hate it.
Block for 3.
Okay. Done. But what if...
Perchance.
Redliner. Here.
Mm-hmm.
Azalea. You love to see it. You can't have all sink belows in the deck. Here comes a hamstring shot. And if you can believe it, we're going to pay for it out of hand instead of using that tunic. Here comes a 4 damage dominate arrow. My new record for lowest dominate that I have played. So just, try it on. See how you feel about it. Just shooting at you. Just a 4.
I'm going to take 4.
Oh, baby. +1 to your next attack.
I'm proud we are of all of them.
Don't forget. Okay. And we're not going to put this in Arsenal because I've learned that lesson too many times. Okay.
Mine?
All yours. Yeah.
All right. I will pay 1 for a red scar for a scar.
Mm-hmm. This will go away. 1 for red scar for scar. We're going to block it for 3. Take 1.
Then we'll play a potion for the card in Arsenal.
Mm-hmm. Okay. All right. For once, I'm passing.
What?
I'm passing.
Holy smokes.
I'm putting a card in the arsenal. And I'm drawing 2. Because I can't make heads or tails of what I'm supposed to be doing here.
I don't know.
We're playing double obsession now. Here we go. Please help.
All right, here's what I'm going to do. Oh, nice. Okay, that's going to get funky.
Okay. Oh, it's going to start getting funky.
Here we go. Red life for a life.
Okay. So this is if it hits.
I gain a life.
If it hits, it chips on this one. I can't let you keep gaining life. It's too annoying to me. You know?
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to block for 4. Could have been also 4 arcane damage, but...
Who's to say, really?
Here we are. I need to stack up a good hand. That's exactly what I need so we can end this.
Not over yet. Cards in hand?
2. What do your cards say?
Pay 2. For a moon wish.
Just a raw moon wish.
5 damage coming at you. If it hits, I get to go get a sun kiss.
Mm-hmm.
Dysphoria, you mean has he finished Steven's turn?
I mean, at a certain point, I just need to wait and get a great hand instead of just pedaling around here. Oh, I'll block for 6.
Trigger Kano's ability.
Mm-hmm.
We'll leave it. End of the round.
All right.
Wait, cards in hand?
None.
All right, let me draw back up first. This could get spicy. Because I get a free shot here.
Mm-hmm. It's true. I don't know. I feel like I lost 2 turns somewhere. Just
It just evaporated?
well, just like I think it was mine and then it was yours. Need a turn counter. I'm going to the end phase. Pass.
All right. Let's see what we get up to. Guess I could hit.
Michael, I'm not on the 3 of a kind tome combo. I would like to be on 3 of a kind. I just doesn't work. It does. It works. You just gotta. It's more than I'm looking for right now. But there's somewhere out there, 3 of a kind is doing work. Like you 3 of a kind, and then take aim from Arsenal, reload a take aim from Arsenal, reload a take aim, and then reload an arrow, shoot it. I mean, you can get there.
Let's go ahead and use Can's ability.
Uh-huh.
All right, we'll leave it. Draw up.
All right. Wow. Squeaked out of there.
This goes to 2. Mine?
Mm-hmm.
Enlighten Strike for 5 with Go Again. Putting the card on the bottom.
Enlighten Strike for 5 with Go Again. Oh, hold on. No, you're fine. That's fine. Enlighten Strike for 5 with Go Again. Okay. So this is going to happen. That's going to happen. This is going to happen. This is going to happen. So, you want an arrow? Hey, kid. Block for 3, take 2. Put a card on the bottom.
Yep. Taking 2 and has Go Again. Yeah, over here, 16. Cards in hand.
3.
Then I'll pay 2. Actually, you know what? No. I'll pay 2. Sonic Boom. Doing 3. And if it hits, I can banish the top card of my deck and play it for minus whatever the cost of this thing is.
Is it a good one?
I saw it and left it there. Last round when I used the ability.
Black 3.
Okay. Put this card down. Go ahead.
Okay. Cross Wrap Supreme. Seeing a Foresight. Don't want it. $10 for Foresight. Op 2. Not necessarily what you want, but here we are.
Oh, yeah, you can only block 2. You have 2 Arcane Barrier, right?
Right on. Yeah, you want to twist it? Can you play the 1 cost on top? Was there a 1 cost on top?
There wasn't. I needed 2.
I'll take 1 extra.
I was just hoping that you would either have to throw a card or go in.
All right, which is a pretty simple turn here. I'm a simple person these days. Redliner there. Azalea on the dominate. And then drop 1 resource. Here comes 7 with dominate.
This is sleep dart.
Yeah.
Put me to sleep.
Put you to sleep.
Here's a timing question for the folks at home. If I play Chain Lightning and then use Snapback as an instant,
Oh my gosh.
does Snapback
I will never play Wizard.
resolve before the second half of Chain Lightning?
How do you find ways to do this? You make us play Heroic on Marvel Champions. You make me play against Wizard in Flesh and Blood.
Mm-hmm. I got some secret tech.
Okay.
How many you hit me for?
Please. Please, sir. Can we just play swords again? I'm hitting you for 7. With Dominate.
Let's block for 2, take 5.
You gonna blank yourself?
Yep.
He blanked himself. Am
All
I
right.
in phasing or?
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
We're going to your turn?
So I think this is how this works. You ready for some disgusting stuff? All right. I'm going to generate
Well,
resources.
things to be said, yeah. But
that's
yeah.
crazy. We're going to play
Show me the fireworks, Gandalf.
Chain Lightning for 1.
Mm-hmm.
It says you may play your next wizard non-attack action this turn as though we're an instant. If you have played another wizard non-attack action card this turn, deal 3 arcane damage to the opposing hero.
Okay.
So before that actually
Clause
resolves,
is not true.
it enters, hasn't
Oh,
resolved
come
yet.
on, are you serious?
With me?
Uh-huh.
So then
you
I
initiate
have
the effect. You pay for it.
well, there's an instant window.
Okay.
I play the card before
Right.
anything else has happened.
But you have to pay for it first, probably?
I have to pay for it. So I've already paid for it.
Play it, and then we have a
Play
play,
it, pay it.
pass window moment.
Then I'm going to play Snapback Blue. Cost me 1. It says deal 1 arcane damage to a hero. If I've already played another wizard card this turn, I can play it as an instant. So I'm playing this as an instant.
Mm-hmm.
But it's going to resolve before this triggers, which then is going to let me play my next wizard card as an instant. And also because I've now played a wizard card, it does 3
Taking
damage.
3. Okay.
Yeah. So 1 here.
Coolio. All right, let me see if I can actually just put together like damage here. Play this, play that, put that in there, do that thing. 1 damage I'm taking.
Okay, take the 1.
Taken.
That's resolved as an instant.
Yeah.
Then there's 3 damage coming from Chain
I'm
Lightning.
taking it all.
Okay. Then I can play my next as an instant. So, and actually, after Snapback resolves, well, no, before Snapback resolves, I guess I would need to do that. Woo! Okay. Here's what I did. Ready? Before I played Chain Lightning, I'm going to spend a resource to Crucible of Aetherwave on it.
Okay.
So then I play Snapback. It does
So
a
instant
thing.
cruise was going to take 1 extra.
You take 1 extra.
Okay.
Then it's my instant that I get to play from Chain Lightning. I'm going to play Blazing Aether,
Mm-hmm.
which is deal X arcane damage to a target hero, where X is the amount of arcane damage I've done this turn.
What you
So I've
doing?
done
5? Yeah, you got it. 5 damage. There it is. There it is. Hey, man, that's Kano right there. Boom. It happened. Oh my gosh, I've been
End of
waiting
my
2.5
turn.
hours. That's you did it. You did like a ton of damage there.
I think the real way that you win with Wizard is by exhausting your opponent.
Please. Please.
End it. Sir, please, end it.
All right, well, let's see what happens here. Take aim. Throwing this in. Cross-trap Supreme to opt. Do I just give it a shot?
Just where you're saying Scar for a Scar is officially turned off in Zach's deck.
Blind. Yeah, that's right. I've been waiting for this moment, right? Throw that on the bottom there. No, I'm gonna leave that on top. I'm not gonna be wild. I'm just gonna play the game I'm playing. You know what I mean? Let's play Plunder Run.
Mm-hmm. What do we got here? +5?
Yeah.
He's out for blood.
And we got a Redliner here for hamstring. We didn't hit an arrow though, so bummer. Let's just be wide open. Let's see what happens. 10 damage arrow. We're pitching the Plunder Run
Dominate?
there. Does not have Dominate. One resource floating.
So I can technically wriggle out of this.
Just go. Or just do
We will see.
6
All right,
arcane damage. And
here we go.
You've done it.
Pay 3, use Kano.
Mm-hmm. You're going to find nothing but books up there.
Not what I wanted.
All Kano runs is books. It's just
In a way, yeah. So I'll pay 2 to double absorb an Aether react.
All right, 8 to 10.
Take 2.
Take 2, and your next attack costs an extra money.
All right.
Plunder
There was a chance there.
Trigger to draw. And then I should technically put this in the arsenal. I'm doing that now.
I'm drawing 4 inch your turn again.
Oh, a sweet day.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. May I please have another?
All right. Yundles. Okay. Here we go.
Nicola, are we watching the end of Steven's Flesh and Blood career?
I just can't do this anymore. Oh yeah, before I do that, I guess
I'm out.
I'm gonna cross-wrap Supreme it.
Got it.
I'm gonna leave it on top.
Got olives in there?
Yeah, boom. Melt that cheese. All right, we're gonna take aim for here.
Okay.
For this card.
I got you.
Okay, this is going in there. Then play a Foresight from the arsenal. Drop 2 resources in. Floating 1.
Just in case.
Op 2. See, there's a better one up here. There's not. I'm gonna leave them. I like them both. Here comes this thing. Redliner. Boom. That. Azalea's ability. Cha! Here comes the Dominate. Watch yourself. 1 damage. Here comes a 10. Dominate. Salvage shot from the bottom of the quiver. Can he do it, ladies and gentlemen? 5 arcane damage for the win.
I like that you're just giving me the chance. Why not? All right. Because you could have just saved the yellow too. Anyway,
You can't
fine.
save the yellow.
All right, I
Then
will.
You can't Foresight.
I will not put a card in.
All right.
Then I will react.
React on.
Fate foreseen.
Okay.
Opt 1.
Show me your fate.
Not that one.
More books.
Taking a chance.
Papers.
All right.
Business
Pan
papers.
3. No.
The Darth Vader wizard moment.
Um.
Was this from your arsenal?
No, from my hand.
Oh, right
Just
on.
opting.
So that's it. You even gave the Darth Vader no.
No.
This was something else, man. I've never quite experienced anything like that. on a game, you know what I mean?
I'm gonna need some time with this.
Give me just a minute. Hey, let me tell you something. This is better than what I was playing.
That's definitely the best Azalea you've got so
It's the
far.
best one that's ever happened.
These tokens were nice. Even just the 1/2s were totally
Good.
nice.
I felt fine using the tokens. I could see them. I understood what was happening. It felt way better.
Yeah.
Honestly.
It was way better than messing with the dice.
Because this is a game that wants you to be like in the game. You don't want to be using dice. Like this. Come on. It's like
Yeah.
this is.
I mean,
just,
you could get nice dice that all match and stuff, but like,
I got them.
I just think bumping the manipulating and doing the math, like you have to do the weird like, I took 7, so I need to remove a 3 and go to 1 on another one. It's so easy to get 1 or 2 off, and 1 or 2 health can make a difference in the game.
Yeah. You don't want, and that's why most games don't allow dice on the like tournaments. What does Flesh and Blood's rules? Do you have to use a paper, pen and paper?
I don't know. Crystal's saying, yeah, honestly, no dice. There's apps that do it too, where you can like tap the health. I don't like getting a phone involved.
No. Are you kidding me? I don't want a phone involved in this game.
It was nice.
I'm buying cardboard for
I
a
guess-
reason. I'm not looking to get on Facebook about this. I want to be in the physical space with another person. I don't want any phone. I don't want to be reminded there's a phone. I want to go to Wraith and I want to shoot some arrows.
One of the problems with the phone is like we saw with the Blitz tournament this weekend. It was like a 14-hour event.
Mm-hmm.
So like if you're going to be using your phone exclusively for health, battery is a thing.
No, you got to bring a little little battery bank.
You got to bring it. So even if that's your style, you really got to pack the. I've seen that happen a lot.
My phone dies after about 2 hours because it's
Well,
old.
you also don't upgrade your phone until every 8 years.
Hey, that's true. And it's getting easier to do that by the second now that I'm in the country.
But I'll tell you what, you do wreck me with Azalea sometimes.
That's right. Yeah,
I may not have a new phone.
This old man
but I
may
got
have
a
some
deck.
tricks after all. Yeah, no, I like this. I like the way this plays. I think this is the kind of deck you could tweak pretty seriously. Probably about 5 to 8 slots, and kind of get it better.
Yeah. I mean, I think you're in the fine-tune stage on that deck for me.
Yeah, it's like your brute deck.
Yeah.
Not brute. The
My
other
Guardian deck.
Bravo.
Yeah, you're just kind of figuring out what your sideboard's going to be, what your lanes are. And there's like, I remember in Destiny a lot having like unobvious lines where it's like you think this is the like generically good trade to make early on, but then you start figuring out actually if you just do this a little weird. And so there's a lot of that. This game, it's amazing to me the depth that's available, and I still only ever really have a 4 or 5 card hand.
Yeah.
Like that's actually boggling.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's super exciting, man. The only thing that I mean, I think there's probably some people out there who are with me on this. I'm like holding my breath constantly that there's not just like big crazy mechanics that totally change fundamentally. Like even the idea of giving Ranger a second arsenal slot is like terrifying to me. It's like, you've got such a beautifully tidy system here. Let's not start strapping everything we can find onto it.
I mean, I would, at this point, given what we've seen, I would be surprised if that's the case. Like that's not, especially
it's just every card you can tell these cards, man.
Yeah.
They were like run through a simulation of like we must balance these exactly.
I mean, I feel like
by the numbers.
A lot of games get this right, but this game's doing it because it's got all the different values. So like it's pretty easy to go in knowing like the totals on the corners adding up to a certain thing.
Yeah.
Right? And like
pitch value versus cost versus damage done. Yeah.
Because even like all your cards that boost cards as an action, the yellows do +2.
Yeah.
1 is opt2 if it's from the arsenal, and like they all have their different little effects, but like you kind of see the math behind it.
Yeah.
What they're valuing reds and yellows and blues at. So
and if you do that across the board, the only thing that can really break is like your extraneous abilities on your heroes and your weapons, and then your little...
I mean, given how hard Kano's the only one that I think can even really do it, that like break. Usually it's because there's a combination of things, and it's usually because you can build a board state. But this game doesn't really let you do that. So every game I've ever played where it breaks, like I think about our
because you had 16 cards
deck,
yeah,
it's like you get these 3 locations out, and then you do this thing.
Yeah.
But it doesn't really allow that to happen.
We do have items, so you could potentially start stacking up items. We do have item destruction. I think it's somewhere. Wasn't there?
Didn't that come out in Crucible? There's something that blows up an item.
Blow up an item.
Also, like, just as long as you're careful about your items and your armor, because those are the 2 things you get to have. But I mean, the most powerful armor so far is you get a resource every 3rd turn.
Yeah.
Or 2 armor plus some ability.
It's so good.
It is really good.
It's so good. It's the hardest armor in the game because you have to remember it, and that makes it tough.
Danny's saying Command and Conquer implies there will be multiple cards in Arsenal at some point in the game.
It does say on it, the text is like destroy all cards or like destroy every card in opponent's arsenal or something. So that could just be a future-proofing thing too. We don't know. But it doesn't Legendary strike you as the type of publisher that literally has the next like 20 sets planned already?
Yeah. I mean, I think they've been saying that they definitely had All the Way Through Monarch done before they even hit print on the first set.
Yeah.
So
what's going to change about the pitch?
I don't know.
Anybody have any ideas? What are they talking about with Monarch? We got a little teaser about the pitch value is going to be a little bit different.
asking, so Steven, does this mean you're moving to Redliner now that you've proven Azalea works?
Yeah.
You got to get the other 2 decks, though.
Yeah. Dorinthia will be fast, I think. And I kind of just want to move right to Redliner, honestly.
All right. I think they're both... So, like, having a decent deck for every class is really helpful for testing. Because, like, even this, although I do want to definitely make some changes already, it's like, until, Guardian is played against everything, it's hard to really judge it. Because, like...
Yeah. And then we start having to deal with sideboards. But so this is a concept realized, which is how can you make the most out of Redliner? And it's close. I think it's about 90%. Your Bravo deck is realized. It's running all blues, putting up the big towering titans, and then swinging for 20 plus. That's happening. So we're tweaking those at this point.
Yeah.
Your Kano is kind of what,
Katsu?
middle? Katsu, yeah.
It's probably like 70%. I don't know
Does
that
it have a theme?
Ninja. Yeah, I mean it's using the attack line that is either Zen State or what's that other one called? Huron Crow's Eye. Just kidding. Heron's Flight. So it's just wide, and like the Zen State is particularly good against wide decks because it prevents one every time you take damage.
Yeah.
So like against Ninja, as an example, or against Runeblade, Zen State gets really powerful.
Oh man, Sin State against Runeblade.
Stops all the rune chant tokens.
Yeah. So for 2 turns they can't
Just can't
attack
do it.
you.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's impossible.
So it's my least. I think Bravo's the closest to being refined, but I think there's a long way just getting good at it. And then Viscera, I feel like is pretty reasonable too at this point.
And then next is Reinar, and Brute is all about Intimidate. And so they're
Or
gonna,
so people say.
Yeah, but again, you got to play to what they can do that gets around those blocks. And it's like Intimidate 2 to 3 times. I mean, I remember many of you probably watched that early on. There was like 1 or 2 really nicely done videos from Legend Story.
Yeah.
One of them was the player tournament that one of the designers was facing out against like the player that won that tournament. And he had that Reinar deck that basically just slow played and pitched and pitched and pitched. And then it stacked up that 4-card combo that was Intimidate, and big swing, and did like 20 plus that he couldn't avoid.
That was one of the first games I think most of us
Yeah,
watched.
and it was like, whoa, and he had the potions out and whatnot. So, is that the fully realized Brute deck? I don't know, but we'll take a look at it. I'd like to give it a shot.
It'll be good.
And how are you feeling about Kano? I mean, is this revolutionary? Have you
So it's things like that turn I did with Chain Lightning and Snapback. That those kind of interactions, until you understand how they function, it makes you not really appreciate the value of certain cards.
Yeah.
Because even there's just a lot of that. So I think it'll get a lot cleaner. I just need to play a lot more. I also need to change things.
Yeah. How many cards? 20?
Probably.
Yeah.
20
card change. All right. Hi everybody. Thanks so much for being here. Hey, we'll be back next week. If it's a Tuesday, we'll probably be here playing Flesh and Blood.
That's right. Also, if you missed it from the emails or the socials, or I guess we haven't posted on social yet, I'm going to link to it now. We have subscriptions for Unlimited, Monarch, and the Blitz decks that are coming out. I just linked. At this rate, I do think we will run out of both before it's all said and done. So if you want in on that, I would grab it sooner than later.
Yeah. And if you have any trouble on the website, let me know next Tuesday, and I'll change everything.
Or tomorrow for Skytear.
Yeah, we'll see you tomorrow for Skytear. Thank you, everybody. Have a good night.